I feel like it was really close. Maybe it was less than a second, maybe like a half a second, but yeah. It's like, oh, what a tease. Alright, so, a few things. Off stream, and by off stream, I mean like probably 10 or so minutes before the stream started, I went ahead and respect both my stats and my attribute. Or, no, I'm sorry, not my attributes. Stats and skills. So if I look at my skills, it's gonna look pretty much the same. A lot of strength, a lot of vitality. I put nothing into energy above what we already have. So the stuff that I have in energy was nothing that I myself contributed to. All that is just the base number plus whatever bonuses I have, and I think the only bonus I have is coming from Radiance. In fact, if I take that off, you see the numbers is white now. So white means that there is nothing adding to it. Blue means some kind of equipment thing is contributing to it. Either equipment or a charm is adding to it. So, but the nice thing about that is that at first I was thinking we wouldn't want to put much into energy. I'm sorry, into energy. And for those who don't know, energy is what feeds the mana stat. What kind of pushed me over the edge is the fact that charge, as you can notice the mana cost there, current level versus next level, it's always 9 mana. So the mana cost for charge never increases per level, whereas vengeance does. And first I was thinking I would main vengeance, but now I kind of like charge more. So for the time being, we're a charge holy aura paladin. So I've put most of the points into charge and holy freeze, kind of doing half and half. I did point enough points to get to, just 1 point into Blessed Aim, because Blessed Aim has a nice synergy with Holy Freeze. You can see that every point into Blessed Aim is an additional 12% damage per level, cold damage at least for Holy Freeze. And then for Charge, you can see there are synergies with Vigor and Might. Of course, with Might, we already have that one because we needed Might to get to Holy Freeze, but for Vigor, I went ahead and put in enough points to just get 1 there. It's also worth mentioning that for Holy Freeze, it also has synergies with Salvation and Resist Cold, so I got enough there to get points into those. And granted, it's only 12% for each of those, so it's like, it might seem a little silly to invest multiple stat points to be able to reach Vigor. I had to go 1, 2, 3, so 3 stat points for a 12% bonus. Might not seem much. However, once we start getting more things that add +1 to all paladin skills or +2 to all paladin skills, suddenly that 1 or 2 or 3 stat or skill point investment means we're getting like several bonus levels added in from just those synergies. So it doesn't help us a whole lot right now, but I think it will as we go down, as we get better stuff, honestly. So respect those things. I feel a little bit better about the build we have going now, and our damage is much nicer, 411 to 576. So we're not like end game level, obviously, but we're like doing pretty well, honestly. So we're doing pretty well with that, and I feel pretty good about this. Again, the thing I'm still not 100% sure about is whether or not I want to go full hog, so to speak, into Charge and Holy Freeze and not have any elementalism stuff going on there. You can see I still put a few points, well actually just 1 point of each to get to Vengeance. That way if we find something that's immune to physical or immune to cold or both, then we can at least do something to them. Because that's the thing, if we find something immune to cold, it's going to be tough. If we find something immune to physical, it's going to be way tougher. But if they're immune to both, then it's going to wall us. And I try to not allow those walling situations to happen. However, since our last paladin died horribly at the Ancients, I'm thinking maybe focusing on boss battles and not immune mobs might just be the way to carry us to victory. So anyway, that's like kind of my thinking. We'll see how it goes. Nightmare difficulty, I don't think we'll have too many troubles, but Hell difficulty might force us to rethink our strategy. The good news is that I have 2 more respecs remaining, so if we do have to completely rethink our character, then we can do it. I'm not worried about it. Creative out of combat utility, yeah, that's good. That's very good. Social situations though, yeah, social situations in D&D can be, well, or just tabletop gaming, tabletop RPGs they can be tricky for sure, especially when like well, it just depends on the situations, but yeah, sometimes it can be really hard to talk your way out of certain spots. Just kind of shuts off. No, I feel that too, Serious Freak. Yeah, especially because it's like, well, depending on what time it is for people. Like for me, it's 9 o'clock right now, just past 9, so it's not too late, obviously. But yeah, for other time zones, it's much later. But it is one of my favorites, and as well as frenetic typing. There's lots of that. There's always lots of frantic typing. Not always, but frequently. Now, one thing I wanted to do really quick is I think I have made the decision to retire our current mercenary. He's not a bad mercenary. He's been mostly doing well. The problem is I've been thinking about it more. The fact that he has static shock is a very cool ability. The tricky thing though is that I've noticed he frequently uses it in places where he's like too far away for it to be appropriate. So it's like we're not getting the full use out of this guy. However, if I am to retire this gentleman, and I think I will, then... Oh, I don't have space for it, apparently. Then what we could do is get ourselves an Act 5 mercenary. And Act 5 mercenaries have the Might Aura. And Might Aura is incredible for melee people, because it makes your melee damage much more gooder. So, it's like, if we keep with the Act 3 mercenary, he's pretty cool, but he's sometimes not very useful. Whereas the Act 5 mercenary is always useful. Even if he doesn't attack anything, the Might Aura he gives us is enormous. So I think that's what we're gonna go for. The mom is the bait. Yeah, exactly. It's a role reversal. Exactly. You've watched a lot of it. Yeah, I have streamed a lot of Diablo 2. I think it's the 6th most streamed thing I've done, behind Secret World and Hyrule Warriors and Smash Bros and Noita. There's a few other things, but like yeah, Diablo 2 is one of my top like recurring things. What I do like about this that I'm doing right now is that it is a mod for Diablo 2. It's actually called Project Diablo 2. It's a community-made fan mod, and I'm really enjoying it. So for me, at least, it's nice where it gives me a way to like experience the game in like an unfamiliar way. It's familiar in a way, but the fact that the mod has rebalanced everything means that there's a lot that I have no idea about, and there's a lot of things that I'm having to learn on the fly. Especially like the new abilities and the new like the new moves that certain monsters and certain bosses have. So it is kind of all over the place. So it looks like, our options, so I'm gonna get a level 31 dude, I suppose. Looks like they're all pretty much the same, like life 342, defense 210. We'll get Emund, just because I like his name. There we go, there's Emund with his two-handed sword. Actually, am I able to give him... Let's see, of course he has this guy. Can I give him a one-handed sword?
I'll put that to good use.
Right, because he's holding it with two hands. Do you take shields?
Can't use that.
He doesn't take shields, okay. Also, I like how... Listen to how, sophisticated this barbarian sounds.
Can't use that.
I can't use that.
I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good
He'll put that to good use, yeah. Also, I like how as we're dressing him up, he doesn't like... he doesn't like show visually differently at all. Yeah, he sounds very sophisticated. There's a so I streamed a lot of Noita. I would say that's probably, I think that's my 5th most streamed game. So I think Diablo 2 is number 6th, whereas Noita is number 5. I think last time I checked at least. It's tricky though because in the Twitch tracker, it looks at Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction as the numbers from when I previously streamed this game, whereas now Twitch has consolidated a lot of its tags. So now Lord of Destruction no longer has its own tag, now it's, or its own category rather, now it's just Diablo 2. So the order isn't 100% accurate in some cases. I would say, thinking about how long I'm probably going to be playing this will probably eventually overtake Noita, but it wouldn't show on like Twitch tracker or that kind of thing. A barbarian, not a savage. You're damn right. Yeah, he's more sophisticated than that. Also looking for hit recovery and that kind of thing. I keep looking at stuff like this where 24% is pretty good, but the defense isn't quite high enough for me to justify it. So I think I'm gonna keep looking, keep shopping. So yeah, we got great defense options, but defense isn't really the thing I'm the most worried about right now. Actually, one thing I'm kind of curious about: can he use these things too?
Put that to good use.
Okay, so it's one-handed weapons, or two-handed weapons for that matter. So a two-handed sword, but probably not a polearm. Whoops. Could you use a polearm?
I can't use that.
He can't use that, and it's not a question of skill. Oh, it is a question of skill. He doesn't have the strength to use it, nor the dexterity, although he will fairly soon. But I think polearms aren't gonna work for him. I think. To be honest, I was actually hoping I would get a barbarian that was dual wielding. I'm guessing when you're shopping for for these lads. Yeah, I'm guessing that they're all uniform. It's not like some of them can dual wield, some of them can't. So I guess for now we'll give him a one-hit weapon. Although I might just buy him a fancy one, or you know, keep an eye out for like a fancy two-handed weapon. I guess for the time being, let's see, 30 to 56.
I'll put that to good use.
That's pretty good. 103 to 168.
I'll put that to good use.
Yeah, so that's way better. So we'll just sell the falchion. Whoops. You can. Oh, it's still in the thumbnail. Perfect. Perfect. I'm glad that it's there forever. Oh, it's gone though. Damn it. It was good while it lasted though. He's such a beautiful bouncing baby boy inside of a elongated a mother with elongated limbs and a creepy smile. That's a really fucking good one. That was one of my favorite ones, honestly, just with how absurd it turned out. Appropriately absurd it turned out. So we got our mercenary friend. I think he might not get my aura yet. I think he might be too low level, but I'm hoping that he'll get it fairly soon. Anything else I wanted to work with? I mean, of course, we're hanging on to several rune words. This guy is something I was looking at earlier. Let me actually relaunch my rune word list. Or reopen it, rather. Because I know there's a few three-socketed rune words that I'm looking for. If we could get a... Oh, never mind. We have soul, not dull. I was going to say we could almost get venom, but no, we're actually far away from getting venom. We could make malice, but malice I don't think is very good. It's really a shame. If we could get a three-socketed scepter, we could make King's Grace, or a three-socketed sword for that matter. But yeah, with this hammer, I would like to do something with it, but I don't know what, honestly. There's stuff that we're not too far from getting. Like, we could make black if we could get an Io rune, but I think the soonest we could find that would be nightmare difficulty. So we're still a ways away from making that. So yeah, otherwise, yeah, there's not a ton of options. Obviously, I would like to make another strength, but that's one too many sockets to make strength. If we get a shale, oh wait, never mind. Rune is much higher level. So yeah, there's not a ton of options, unfortunately. But we'll just keep an eye out. Like I said, hopefully we'll find some more weapons for this friend. Back to the frozen tundra we go. And we're just going to... we're just gonna power through. I'm probably not gonna deliberate too much on like killing everything that we see. And like I said, we've spec'd very fully into charge now. It's very loud. Sorry, let me turn that down a little bit. There we go. Fully into charge, which I'm really liking. Of course, it costs a lot of mana, but that's fine. We've got a lot of mana potions. And I'm already picking up things that I didn't want to pick up. There's some boots, which could be good. I'm going to grab those. And apparently we killed something that was a boss and I didn't even notice, honestly. I was having too much fun killing shit. That guy, that little shitter warped out before I could spank him fully. There we go. Alright, well, we'll check that in a second. That could be worth some monies. And that chest had a lot of stuff in it, my goodness. Extra fast. Also extra dead. Very good. So the circle, we'll see. Unraveler head is not very good. Drink into potions. Yeah, we actually already cleared through this area pretty well last time. But we didn't get any waypoints leading out, so we're just kind of retreading that ground to get back to that next cave. It's the entrance to the RE8 summit. A cleaver. Cleaver, I hardly even know her. Actually, that's pretty good. Gonna hang on to that for now. Stash it just so it's... I don't think about accidentally putting stuff inside of it. Because that cleaver could be comparable to the three-socketed hammer that we're storing right now in my inventory. Staff. Is it any good? It's okay. It'll sell for a bit of money, but it won't be like that lucrative necessarily. I was gonna say, I feel like I'm just picking things up when I don't mean to. Just gonna go ahead and... There we go. There we go. I'm like messing with my shortcuts or my hotkeys rather. because I realized that I still had Vengeance selectable, which was not really necessary. There we go. So he does have Might, yeah, which is applying to us as well. That's pretty sweet. And we found a blade. That's nice. Watch us find like a really good mage blade the moment we got rid of our mage mercenary, because that's what I was hoping we would find, is like something good for our mercenary dude. We never really did find anything, honestly. Go through here real quick. Thump, 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 thump. So we're stomping around. Bold of them to think that hiding up there would help them. So I'm hoping we could find a really cool two-handed sword. I'm thinking more about the sword that he's got right now, or the weapon that he has right now. I like the idea of us finding like a truly appropriate barbarian grade claymore or some shit that we could just give to him to smack shit around. Actually, I wonder if he'd be able to use that great ball. He might be able to. That's a very good stereotypical barbarian weapon, for that matter. Giant fucking, like, two-handed hammers. More battle elephants. How long have we been playing? So, let's see. So, well, for today, I've only been streaming for less than an hour. So, just shy of an hour. But, as far as my total playtime for this character, I think it actually shows in this link. So, if I type this in the chat, that's the command to show my character link. So, if I bring this up real quick, I think it should show my total playtime for this character. So, this character has had 16.5 hours total. Obviously not all today, but 16.5 hours total of playtime. So, that's of course across about a week. I think we started this about a week or so ago. And we streamed for like 11 hours on Sunday. So, that was part of it at least. But how long have I been playing total? If that's what the question was meant to be. Because I first got into Diablo 1 in like the year 2000, I think. And played it a pretty good amount, and then Diablo 2, 3 sockets, I think I'm good. Diablo 2 I first played, I want to say in like 2002, maybe 2003. So I got into Diablo 2 a little bit later, after it had already been out for a while. But of course I love it. I mean, of course I love this game, obviously. I've played it a lot, kind of intermittently over the years. It's not the kind of game where I've played it thousands and thousands of hours, like, for months at a time. It's like I would play it quite a bit for a few weeks or for maybe a few months, and then put it down for like a year or two, and pick it back up again, and play like a character or two, and then put it back down again. So it's like, it's a game I frequently come back to, but it's not like I'd be lying if I said I was like super experienced with it. I have friends that have done multiple 99 level character level playthroughs, who've, like, you know, made incredible builds with excellent loot, and like done multiple Bale runs. They've done the Uber runs with like the Uber Diablo or the Uber boss challenges. They've done the keys. They've done like the portal things. Like, I haven't done any of that stuff, so I'm kind of a scrub, honestly. Making noise like eh. I'm guessing that's what A and E is. I know there's the Tool album, which I guess you pronounce as Anima, where it's like that character followed by Nima. Oh gosh, this guy needs to go. There we go. Also, my dude just straight up murdered a boss screw. Oh no, that was him emitting a frozen orb, or a frozen not orb, a frozen nova. I'll check that shield. Oh, just one socket. Never mind. Thank you, Serious Freak. I tried especially hard. I want to make sure I give you your channel points worth. You know, people work hard to earn those channel points. I want to make sure you get your investment back. Poison resist 3%. I think we don't need that. I think we already have fully vetted poison resist. I gotta get this crush beast. I must crush him.
I can't carry anymore.
I can't carry anymore. What is it? Whoops. It is one socket. Lame sauce. I was thinking the same thing, actually, yeah, because Elon Musk and Grimes had a baby, and they named it some combination of numbers and that character. It's, you know, very, very interesting way of doing it. Also, I think what I'm gonna do is, the more I think about this, make that. Yeah, so I'm not even gonna change out of charge necessarily unless I need to. Guess we'll just do it that way. Right. Crack this open. Oh, right, it doesn't actually spawn a bad guy. Usually when you see these evil urns, if you crack it open, it'll spawn some dudes. There's no dudes here. This is a sadly dude-free zone. And that is not allowed. That is illegal.
I am overburdened.
Is this demon head any good? It is actually not bad. It's actually not bad. So in that case, I will move some things around and pick this guy up. See, I keep finding more things to kill. Gosh darn it. I keep getting excited where it's like, oh, more things to kill. I guess I'll keep charging through. When you make a charge paladin, charging through is kind of all he's good at. Also, I feel like I'm to the point now where we don't really have to hoard as many mana potions. Pop some of those real quick. Those antlers. More cleavers.
I can't carry anymore.
I put in my stash. I almost can. There we go. I'm just Tetrising everything together as much as I can. It's like Ia or Aya. Playing some Just Dance. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's always a fun classic to bust out. Well, I say classic. I know they keep making new ones, but I know those games were really freaking popular back in the day. I think it's pretty cool they keep making new ones, honestly. Unraveler head and an amulet and a gothic plate. Yeah, it's like time to teleport because my inventory is getting far too full.
Hello.
And dangerous.
Salutations.
Assassin skills. Oh man, that's actually pretty cool. We're starting to see circlets that give abilities like that, but yeah. Only good for assassins, not so good for us. Let's see, so there's the blade. It's not bad. It's got like a few things that are neat, but yeah, only really good for melee people. And not really good for us necessarily, or for our barbarian friend. Alright, so there's the cleaver, there's the... Oh wow, that's really good actually. So can I give this to you? So right now it's 137 to 223.
Put that to good use.
Yeah, that's just better across the board, honestly. So in that case, I'll probably just sell this one then. Sell our current lad. There's really no use to hang on to it. For the time being, at least. I think I might sell that. I don't know, it's actually not bad. And I like that it has some poison resist built into it as well. This one I think I will sell. Firebolt and attack rating and magic damage taken, that's fine. These don't really inspire a whole lot, so we'll not bother with those. Okay. What do you got for us, Larzik?
Evening.
Oh, right, the boots. Oh, right, I was gonna look at what boots he has. The resistance is great, although
I'll put that to good use. I'll put
it's
that
a pretty minor enhancement, honestly. Yeah, maybe this would be a little bit nicer. Like, it'd be a nice defense boost for him. 28 from 5 to 28. That's pretty big. The hit recovery is kind of nice, though. His hit recovery right now is only 20, and he is a melee guy, so yeah, that probably is important. I guess we'll sell this then. We'll probably find better boots pretty soon. Yeah, what's his mallet right now? 47 to 73. That's pretty good, or great maul rather. It's pretty darn good. It's very dry. Oh, no, it's totally fine. No, I'm grateful that people are here. But I know, like, when I hang out in a lot of chats, I usually will lurk a lot, and that is something I wholly encourage. So no, I'm never bothered if things are kind of quiet. I'm just glad people are here, because like I said before, I remember all too much what it's like when it's like, you know, when not only is it quiet but it's empty. I would rather be quiet and have people hanging out than, you know, than nothing at all. So I'm never one to complain. We have 2 of those. Yeah, I think for this, I'm just going to stash this for now. The reason I'm hoarding a bunch of charms that give resistances is because right now our resistances are great, but once we get into nightmare difficulty, it turns into a different kind of situation, because in nightmare difficulty, we lose a bunch of resistances. Background noise streams, yeah, that's exactly what I do as well, Dave. Excellent example of kind of like the vibe that I definitely enjoy when I go to other streams, so it's certainly something I'm happy to encourage here. I think I might just get rid of... Oh, wait. Oh, that's a small charm. Never mind. I thought that was a large charm. Anything I want to get rid of? I'm considering getting rid of this guy just because it's 3 to dexterity, which is not that great necessarily. That makes our attack rating go down a bit, admittedly. Seems like our attack rating isn't really struggling too much, though, so it's probably fine. I did repair. Did I look at armor? I don't think I did. I think I just looked at the mallets. Although, yeah, armor's gonna be a tall order. Like, in order for me to buy something new, it would have to have like really good hit recovery and really good defense. That's got pretty good hit recovery. It's identical to what we have right now, but the other things we have on this make it far too good to get rid of. Let's deposit our cash. 12 to 41 versus... Oh, wow. Well, this is faster. Yeah, which do I keep? This one's faster and it's a higher max damage. Oh, that's tempting. I think they're almost identical as far as, like average damage dealt. But the difference, of course, is this one's faster. And it varies more wildly. And, of course, this is an axe, whereas this is a mace. So that differs as far as what rune words are possible with either one. So that could play into some things. So we'll keep it for now, but I might have to get rid of one of those eventually. Probably not necessary to have them both, honestly. Let's grab that and that. There's the Gothic plate. Here, let's go help out our buddy. There's a boss group. I'm just gonna smack the shit out of all of them. Gloom Bite, the Impaler, and he was fire enchanted. A fire enchanted ice monster. Seems legit. Alright, so now... Oh, you know, he needs level 75, or strength 75, but it's fine. I think that was for a polearm that I don't even know if I want to give him anyway. So we killed the shit out of that guy, and we leveled, which is nice. So let's do more dex and strength. And then for skills, yeah, we're just gonna be bouncing back and forth between charge and Holy Freeze. I see more charge. And the mana cost stays the same. It's great. We get more strong with really no downside, honestly. Devil Heart, also fire enchanted. I don't know why these ice fire enchanted lads are so popular, but the game's giving it to us like it's going out of style. There's a hatchet. A hatchet named Molly. Curious about that flail. It is 1 socket. Never mind. I'm no longer curious. I'm now bored by it. Smacking a bunch of shit down. I got some sapphire. Just dropped. Like we've had a bunch of those, honestly. A lot of multitasking. Yeah, that's what I do as well. I alt tab a lot. I have a lot of friends that stream, and I want to like keep up with all of them, or as many of them as possible. So I'll bounce around to a lot of different channels, and I'll lurk at a bunch of them, and I'll chat intermittently in some of them, and then of course I'll alt tab around again and continue doing other stuff. I love having streams up while I'm doing work stuff. I've been working remotely, like a lot of us, obviously. Oh god, I was stuck for a second there. Like a lot of us have been working remotely for about a year now, and I like it a lot. And one of the things I like about it is that I can have streams up as background noise pretty much all the time. I love it. So the benefits are innumerable. especially for like a number of the European streamers that I follow that stream during times that would normally be inconvenient for me. Like, you know, normally if I'm at my office, that kind of thing. Let's see, there was something up here. I picked up a war sword. I'm curious to see how many sockets that one has. It has 3 sockets, so we could make King's Grace out of that. But that's the question. Would it be enough? Yeah, we'll deliberate more once we get back to town eventually. But for now, I'm gonna keep pressing. Yeah, King's Grace, I think, would probably be best on a War Scepter, honestly. Or like a tier 2 short sword or something, or a tier 2 sword of some variety. Because we're fighting tier 2 axes and clubs and that kind of stuff, so like we're starting to see tier 2 weapons more frequently. But they're still pretty uncommon, honestly. Amulet, very good. Did I ever look at that ring? Oh no, it wasn't a ring. It was a blade. We already looked at that, and it was not horrible, but it just wasn't that good. Yeah, so I'm curious, what's our damage with might? So that's our damage with might, 450 to 636. So it's not insignificant. Pretty legit. Also, those are pretty good. Those will both sell for a bit. Stash that to make more room. Did I look at this, by the way? 3 sockets. Are there any 3-socket armor rune words that I'm looking at? That I'm looking for, rather. Check my list. So, if we could get a... Oh, I mean, there are 3-socket rune words that I'm looking at, but none of them are viable because they are far too high level. If we could find an rune, then, and a shale rune, we can make duress, which is very good, but that's a tall order because is fairly uncommon, and shale, I think we're only barely getting close to finding. Shale runes are pretty uncommon at this stage in the game, so yeah, I mean, I'll hang on to it, but I have a sneaking suspicion that there's probably not much we can do with it for now. There we go. Oh, Grand Scepter, what's that? It is... it's okay, it'll sell, but it's not very, very valuable. And we're looking for, I think, a level 2. I think that's what we're looking for. Ariat Summit. Do I want to keep exploring? I think there's a waypoint. Oh, there is a second entrance, or a second exit, rather. The Ariat Summit, I think, is the main thing we want. I think I also kind of want to do the optional area while we're here. So what's this other cave? If we, let's see. Gotta go down and around. Can always make time to break things. A new Morning Star, that could be good. Morning Stars have historically done well for us with this character. Gunhead gloves. These lads, and they're dead. This is great. We're just powering through these fuckers like it's nothing. What's the mask? It is... it's alright. It'll sell for some monies, but not much. Alright, so what is this cave entrance or exit up here? I think the one we saw is the correct one, more or less. So what's this incorrect one? There's a battle axe. I think our dude might be able to use axes, like battle axes, but I don't know exactly. Our mercenary friend. I mean, he's a barbarian, so it would stand to reason that he probably should be able to. Hey, what's up, Chimichanga? Good to see you, buddy. She slides in yours instead. Hey, man. Sounds like she's doing everyone a favor by beating you to the punch. Just makes it easier then. I love it. when she slides into your DMs. Oh my. That's the good shit. Yeah, the Icy Cellar. So this is an optional area. Let's go ahead and go through here. It's good to see you though, Chimichanga. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We're playing some Diablo 2. It's actually a community-made mod by a number of folks in the Diablo 2 community. The mod is called Project Diablo 2, and it's very good. Also, we just found a cool home. Excellent. Yeah, that's awesome, Chimichanga. I love hearing shit like that, man. That's a damn good story, I would say. Congratulations to both of you, for that matter. And yeah, good shit. It's good shit all across the board. Actually, we can make King's Grace out of that Claymore if we wanted to. We do a few things, because there's also a two-handed sword that just caught my eye. 2 sockets. I'm gonna drop that one. The Claymore is kind of exciting, though. Gear for the remake. Well, the good news is that if you wanted to play online, there is a you can actually buy this game on Blizzard's store. Obviously, if you want to do single player, then yeah, there's a number of ways to get it. But this game is readily available nowadays. It wasn't always readily available. This game used to be kind of hard to come by, like unless you had a physical copy. But now the digital copy works pretty well. You know, oh, with a private server, oh, that's even better then, yeah. In that case, you can YOLO it yourself. That's much nicer. Much easier, rather. Because, yeah, Diablo 2 is one of these games that I can always come back to. Like, every so often, it's always a refreshing thing to, like, dive back into from time to time. What's this? Shield. It's 2 sockets. It's a good chance to block. Oh, it's the chance to block is enhanced because of Holy Shield. That's why. Ouch. I'm trying to re-inventory things. There we go. My buddy came back to help me out there. Are there any 2-socketed rune words I'm looking for shields? If we could find a Lum rune, we can make Splendor. If we could find a Shale rune, we could make Rhyme. But neither of those are anytime soon. So I think I'll probably just leave it for now. I appreciate that, Chimichanga. It's nice of you to offer. To be honest, I don't really do a lot of multiplayer stuff nowadays. Also, my inventory is very full. But I do appreciate the offer. If I did ever want to dive into some multiplayer stuff, I would be sure to let you know. Because, like a private server would be a little bit nicer than just, you know, playing with, you know, just with randos. You know, playing with folks that I know would be a little bit nicer in that regard. The plan for the time being, though, is to just pretty much stick with single-player hardcore characters. So right now we have a Hardcore Paladin, and so far so good, but if this character were to die, probably within the next few streams, we would probably just start a second character. I'm thinking maybe a Sorceress. And if or when that fails, then we would probably switch to something else. But yeah, just a few hardcore characters just to mix it up a smidge. These guys... Okay, I'm knocking them down. They don't stay down. There we go. Alright, so my inventory is very full. We gotta go sell things off. It's 2-socket, or some kind of socketed splint mail, rather. It is 2-socketed. That's exactly the same one I've been using, so I'm not gonna bother with that. Just grab both those and sell our stuff real quick.
Good to see you.
Go and sell this
Good afternoon.
Mala. Faster run and walk, that's not really worth it. Resist lightning. Imp Star, the Morning Star. Combat skills for Paladin. That's kind of cool, but the damage increase would not really be worth it. It's neat though. I'm glad that we're starting to see stuff like that. Eisenhearts found his horns, or his helmet rather. Eisenhearts is not that good, so I think I'm just gonna sell this, but it's cool that we found it. Eisenhearts would have been much more exciting back in the day. Oh, I didn't mean to keep the 2-handed sword. Oh well.
There's a hatchet.
The hatchet's all right. It's not great. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'll sell that. And then from our cube contents, 5 to strength. There's that claymore. There's that armor. Not a whole lot else. So a few things to consider then. A few things to consider. So let's hop back down to our stash. Let's go ahead and consolidate a few things. 2 of those puppies. Alright, so we have a number of things to consider. So, I was thinking about the King's Grace rune word for either for us, for this weapon, or for our hireling with this weapon. I think for this armor, I'm just gonna stow it away. Gothic plate's really cool, but there's only so much we can do with it. I think I might just go ahead and sell this field plate here, because like I said, there's really no... There's nothing well, let me think about this. We could find a lum rune, we can make smoke. We could find a mal rune, we can make prudence, but I think mal is fairly high level. So... I would say... Yeah, I can't really part with this one yet. I feel like there's still something we could do with it, but it's probably fairly uncommon. I'm gonna check the wiki real quick for the King's Grace rune word. Also, it's worth noting that whenever I open my browser, when I bring up my browser window, that is, I have this delightful monstrosity staring me in the face, courtesy of Arctic's MS Paint masterpiece Redemption earlier. So this is what pops up every time I like alt tab back to my browser. For those who are curious. Those who are curious what was awaiting me. Alright, so rune words. There we go. So we're looking at weapons. King's Grace. So the enhanced damage, it's unchanged from vanilla, so it's just like vanilla weapons. It's pretty much so 100% enhanced damage. That's like the major decider, plus some fire and some cold damage, and additional damage against demons and undead, which is a lot of things in this game. It's not all things. It doesn't include beasts, but demons and undead are a pretty good collection of monsters. That's 2/3 of the monsters in the game, pretty much. So, if we look at the numbers that we have right now, let's look at the Claymore, for instance. So, 13 to 30. So that would effectively make it 26 to 60 base damage. Plus cold damage, plus fire damage, plus like additional damage to demons and to undead. So that would make it pretty good. It would make it a little bit better than this Great Maul here. But is it enough? Is it worth it? Because in order to make that rune word, we have to use several runes. We have to use Omn, Ral, and Thol, and I think we only have a few of those. Omn, Ral, and Thol. We have one Omn, one Thol, and several Ral. But yeah, it's like, should I hold off? Should I hold off and or hold out for something better? Is the question. For this one, it'd make it 16 to 40. It's not enough. Yeah, this thing is such a good damage dealer. I really would like to find a good sword with which to make King's Grace, but yeah, this ain't it. So we'll sell this, because that's not going to be viable. For this guy, I'm on the fence, but my mind is leaning towards no. What else could we do with Omn and Thol for that matter? So for Thol, we can make black. If we could get Io, oh, that'd be incredible. Actually, black's a really good rune word. Yeah, I would say that alone makes me want to hang on to it. So alright, so I think I've made up my mind. So we'll keep what we have right now. It probably would be an improvement for our mercenaries weapon, but would it be enough of an improvement? And my soul and my body are both telling me no. My mind's telling me no, but my body. Okay, I'm not gonna sing it, but yeah, it's. I think probably not worth. Probably not worth. Oh, what's up, Bum Rocky? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well, my friend. We're playing more Diablo 2, as you might have guessed. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And we were deliberating just now some like gear options. 49 to 75. It's mildly better. How expensive is it? 5,000? Yeah. It's mildly better than what we got for this guy right now. From 25 to 30 with an attack rating bonus. You got it, fam.
Put that to good use.
So 195 to 282.
Put that to good use.
A very mild bonus, but I'll take it. So look at that. We're empowering our buddy. In other ways, at least. Now, this armor might be enough to convince me to jump from this guy to this guy, because that hit recovery is really good. It's got good defense. I'm a little bit sad I would miss that regenerate mana, and the poison resist is pretty good too. But the nice rate recovery and the nicer defense does sound pretty tempting, honestly. You're up till 4 a.m. playing it, yeah. Yeah, that's what Diablo 2 will do to you, man. If you're left to your own devices, this game can get you that way, man. I know it all too well. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it, Bum Rocky. I'm sorry. My apologies to your sleep schedule, by the way, of course, but I hope it's worth it. All right, so with this armor, we of course lose some poison resistance, but we do have the... Oh, look how cool we look. We look so shiny. We look so glimmery. We of course do have poison resist not rune words. What do you call them? Charms. That's what they call them. Poison resist. Poison resist. So those guys will hopefully shore up some of that. Actually, I probably shored it up too much, didn't I? Yep, that was too much. Let's get rid of this one. Oh, actually, I guess I only needed one of them. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong dude. No wonder. All right, so that's a +1 to dexterity, which is nice too. Maybe we could just do all of them. Yeah, let's do all of them. So that's pretty good resistances then. How are my stats showing? Oh, with the little box above me. So it's called Diablo Interface. It's called Diablo Interface, and if you wanted to, you could use Diablo Interface alongside a website called Diablo.run, and you're able to share a your character link or your account link with others so they can see your character sheet. So because I have Diablo Run running right now, if you do PD2 care in the chat, it'll show you that link right there. And if you follow that link, it'll show you a web browser version or a web browser page that has my character information. And since I have the Diablo Run app running, it's able to sync with that website real time. So anything that I equip or de-equip while I've got the interface running reflects on the website as well, which is kind of nice. So it's pretty nifty. Act 1 mercs were best, yeah. Well, Act 1 mercs were really cool. I liked the Act 1 mercenary a lot. I like the fact that they got new auras. I like the fact that they have better damage now. So the Act 1 mercenaries I like a lot. And then yeah, I went for the Act 3 mercenary for a while because the Act 3 mercenary, for one thing, he had lightning spells, which are neat. The thing that I liked the most about the Act 3 mercenary that first kind of like nudged me down that direction is that he has a spell called Static Shock or Static Electricity. Or maybe it's just called Static. But it's a spell where if you walk up to a monster and cast Static, it removes 25% of their health, regardless of how many hit points they have, and it's incredible for bosses. So as a sorceress, if you have Static, you can just walk up to Diablo, cast Static like 10 times, and he loses 25% of his health, and then 25% of that health, then 25% of that health, and blah 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 blah. So it cuts through resistances, it removes health very, very well. It's kind of OP, honestly. It has been nerfed in this version of the game, in Project Diablo. But the fact that a mercenary had it, I was like, oh man, that's incredible. What I wasn't considering is that the AI for the mercenary is not that great. So a lot of times he would cast Static, but he would cast it far, like way too far away for it to be effective. And he never casted it once against Diablo when we fought him. So it's like, you're kind of at the whims of mercenary AI at that point. So yeah, so it was a maybe not a gamble, but an experiment on would this be worthwhile, and it's like, it's pretty good, but I would say the thing with the Act 3 mercenary is that it's only sometimes worthwhile, whereas the Act 1 mercenary is pretty much always incredible. The Act 5 mercenary with that might buff is always good. Even the Act 2 mercenaries, which I like a lot, in fact I usually go for the Act 2 mercenaries. I'm trying to mix it up by using the other the mercenaries and other acts, but yeah, it means that the Act 3 ones sadly aren't terribly viable, but yeah, so it's nice that it's there though, because yeah, just like Bum Rocky said, if you're a sorceress, you can just teleport up to a boss, just pump them full of Static Shock, and then you of course have to finish them off with some other spell, because Static removes a percentage of their current health. It doesn't remove, like, it's not like you would cast it 4 times and it kills anything, but you would cast it, 5, 10, 15 times or so, and you would whittle their health down to very, very little. So it's like 1/4 of their at that point health points. So you cast it once when they're at 200 HP, it removes 50 HP. So they're at 150. You remove it. You cast it again when they're at 150 HP. It removes, like, what's that, 40 or maybe 35 HP. they're left with like 110. You cast it again, it removes like 20 HP, or I guess closer to 30. So it's like you're always like getting little bits, smaller bits of the pie, but still, it's very nice. And again, it gets through resistances. It's pretty nifty. But anyway, I think we're gonna retire Stealth. Stealth did great. Of course, Stealth has been nerfed to hell in Path of Diablo 2, understandably, because Stealth is honestly kind of overpowered. In the main game, in vanilla Diablo 2, Stealth is 25% for those top 3 stats. So faster run walk, faster casting rate, and fast rate recovery. 25% on all 3 of those in vanilla Diablo 2. But it's been nerfed in this game. The dexterity is nice. The regenerate mana is really nice. The poison resist is great. But the lack of defense obviously is an issue. So I feel like that's... And again, only a 10% hit recovery, whereas this has 17. So I think that was what kind of nudged me the other way. So that means that we'll be less likely to be hit by things. 67% chance versus 75% chance. So it's not much, but it helps. It definitely helps. So that's kind of the plan. Hey, what's up, Paralyzer? Yeah, we've made some pretty good progress, honestly. I'm pretty happy with what we've done so far. I'm gonna go and sell our old Stealth. We could give it to our buddy. Our old Stealth, our buddy has really good defense. This would be about half that defense. But of course he would have better resistances. Well, he already actually has maximum poison resistance. That's not an issue. But he would lose. He gets dexterity with it, and of course the fast rate recovery is nice. But casting rate wouldn't really help him. Faster run walk wouldn't help either. So he doesn't care about mana. Yeah, we'll just get rid of it. You served us well, Stealth. You really did. Instant 50%. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really, really nice. So, but that's the thing, you know, when you're the one in control of it, it's great. When it's on a mercenary, then you're at the whims of the mercenary AI, which is not always the most reliable thing in the world, unfortunately. So that was kind of what steered me away. But it was a good experiment, and it was good to try it out, if nothing else. Nothing else, playing this mod for this game is a great exercise in, let's see how this works now versus how it worked into the vanilla game. Because I know the vanilla game pretty well, but in this version, this modified version, it's like, there's so much I don't know. And there's only one way to learn. Only one way to get learnt, rather. Oh, right, I was hanging on to this for our mercenary, but he can't use shields. So I'll sell that. Can you use shields?
I can't use that.
I can't use that. Oh, although it requires 75 strength. I guess I could try it, but he's got a really good weapon right now, so we'll just give him two-handed weapons as a... That's just the thing that he'll be using. Okay, very good. Let's hop back back to the frozen cellar, icy cellar. Was there anything I wanted to grab? The Arbalest looks cool. Pretty good damage, although we don't have any mercenaries that would be able to use it, obviously. And I don't know what we're looking for. I think there might be a golden chest down here, or maybe a boss group or something, like a fancy boss group, rather. I pretty much wanted to explore down here just for the fun of it, because this is an optional. Here we go. This is an optional area that does not lead to anything fancy. So yeah, this is a boss group. Let me guess. Fire enchanted? Oh, cold enchanted. Cursed. Snap, chip, shatter. What a great name. Ouch. So of course he cursed us, which was not very nice. I don't want to pick up hatchet hands. That's not going to be very good. I think I saw that there was a fancy gothic plate that dropped, which could be nice. Maybe. Let's find out. Let's find out together. It's a gold. I'll go ahead and grab the axe just because it could maybe be nice. I mean, if we find an incredible polearm, I might switch back to the Act 2 mercenaries if we really find something truly incredible. Also, this gothic plate is very disappointing. Yeah, I was hoping for something kind of neat. It's not horrible, but it's just hard to get excited about it. Grab a few extra mana potions. I'll just drink one of them real quick. Nothing else here that really grabs me. I'm a little bit curious about the helmet. 57 defense is pretty darn good, but he has lore. I don't really know if he needs lore, but I know lore does make his aura, his might aura, stronger. So that's pretty neat. So I think we'll just sell this then. Yeah, we'll just sell all that stuff we just found. With that, we'll just kind of circle back around, get back to the top, and then we'll go to the Ariat Summit. Which I think means we're about to fight the Ancients. Which is exciting, and I would say I'm a little bit worried about it, but I'm actually not that worried about it. I think we'll be alright. This is only normal difficulty. I'd be singing a different tune if this was Nightmare or worse, but in normal difficulty, I feel like the Ancients aren't that bad. So I think we'll be alright. Alex says 5 minutes before getting his head ripped off by the Ancients. Nah, it'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm really not that worried. Walked by this guy without even noticing him, honestly. Whoops. Right up here. So on the map, on this, as you can see, as I'm looking at the map over here, that's the exit that we need to get to. So I have to it's kind of unfortunate. You have to go all the way around. A little bit annoying, but it's fine. Not too scared. But yeah, the Ancients are all that remains for this general area. Then after this is the Worldstone Keep, which means Bale. And the Bale fight shouldn't be too bad. Actually, I think I read something earlier that said that Bale is one of the few bosses that is susceptible to the slowdown effect that that Holy Freeze provides. Whereas the slowdown effect that Holy Freeze provides, or what am I trying to say? Diablo and Mephisto are immune to the slowdown effect. They're not immune to the cold damage, but they are immune to the slowdown. So yeah, let's go ahead and try this just with what we have right now. I have potions, I have rejuves, I have more mana. Let's see if we can just try this as it is. If I have to get back, if I have to run away from more potions, we absolutely could. We of course have the town portal.
To guard sacred Mount Arya.
Let's see what we can do. So Talik, we're fucking them up pretty good. They can't be like knocked back. So it's kind of annoying. I have to kind of manually charge to get the full charge effect. So mana rack is out. I'm out of mana, for that matter. Actually, looks like we're getting the effective charge, even if it's not like visually doing it. Oh, by the way, Emund just knocked out that other dude completely by himself. So yeah, Ancients weren't nothing at all. Not the slightest bit of an issue. And we have a level to go through, so let's say Vitality. And I guess some Dexterity. Quest complete. And there it is, there's the profile picture, or not profile picture, the application icon. So do Holy Freeze. So the Ancients weren't the slightest bit of an issue. And again, I wasn't thinking that they would because this is normal difficulty. Normal difficulty Ancients aren't really anything to be worried about. As long as you have a halfway competent build, you're gonna be fine. That to Defiler. Nah, such a... I just love that name so much. Guys are very similar to the dudes we were just fighting in Nillifax layer previously. Let's go back this way then. We're so fast! Charge is such a quick spell, or a quick ability rather. Love it. That was a cool noise. A flawless topaz and an amulet dropped at the same time, so it was like, it was a cool noise. Actually, I should have just used that mana shrine that was right there, but that's okay. It's like a coven of witches over here just congregating in the corner. A skull, very good. Broadaxe. Only two sockets. And I think broadaxes are two-handed, actually. Which does us no favors when it comes to rune words and such. Ouch. I believe some of those guys are gonna pop back up, if I had to guess. That's not gonna sell for much. I'm just gonna drop it. That's not gonna sell for much at all. I feel recharged. You're right, I do feel recharged. What's up, Arcdrag? We did, yeah. In fact, it was that was such a momentous occasion. I made a command for it, Arcdrag, so that I could remember it whenever I wanted to. Granted, that was a few years ago, but yeah, still, that was Nightmare Ancients, and it went about as I had feared that it would at the time, because Nightmare Ancients is a very scary notion, at least it was in vanilla Diablo 2. Of course, this is, you know, a modification, or a mod, rather, for Diablo 2. It's called Project Diablo, which rebalances the entire game. So, I mean, I have no idea, really, what it's gonna be like when it comes down to it. Is that how we got here? Yeah, that is how we got there, so we're working this way. So, the Ancients really weren't bad this time around, but yeah, I have no idea what to expect with the Nightmare version. We'll cross the bridge when we get there, but yeah, when we did in vanilla Diablo, the build we had was great, but he was a bit of a glass cannon. And, well, we got exploded, and at least we were able to savor the moment for all of posterity by, thanks to that Twitch clip. Good to see you, though, Arcdrag. Thanks for joining in, my friend. And it's good to see you over the weekend. I got to go hang out with Arcdrag and another one of our friends. Some board games over the weekend. It's a good time. It's very chill. Got Diablo, but he did cause some shenanigans. That sounds like something Diablo would do. Normal difficulty, he's not too bad, but yeah, he gets pretty scary. And again, Project Diablo, I have no idea what to expect. I'm guessing they probably have upped the ante with Diablo and Baal and Mephisto, probably a decent bit in Nightmare in Hell. So I'm bracing myself for some surprises when we get into those difficulties. Right to Warhammer. I'm trying to get back to that area because that's clearly where the party's at. And I want to be where the people are. Also, whenever you see an instance like this where it's like, hey, free mana, I'll go ahead and refresh my holy shield over here. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get there. And for those who are paying attention, you might notice that we are close to the end of Act 5. And the plan is to beat Act 5, which is to say beat Nightmare difficulty tonight. Or Nightmare, beat Normal difficulty tonight, and then start Nightmare also tonight. So I will keep streaming after we beat Normal. I guess if I wanted to, I could have just kept playing yesterday. But it was getting late, and I you know, want to make sure I got to bed at a halfway decent hour. But yeah, it's always a little bit weird stopping just shy of being a difficulty like that, because then it's like kind of an awkward, like, alright, I'm gonna beat the game and then immediately start the next difficulty right afterwards, or New Game Plus. This has nothing on it, so I'll just drop it. There we go. I'm not really paying attention to where I'm running. There we go. Level 2, and level 2 should have a waypoint for us. And I think I'm gonna look for the waypoint. I'm not gonna, like... I don't need it necessarily, but it would be a nice to have. A Jared Stone. He went to Jared! Blizzard. I think that's not enough. I think that's not enough for that to be worthwhile. Giant sword. 2 sockets. Are there any 2-socket things that I could do with a two-handed sword? We could make steel. We could make strength. But I don't know if it would be worth. Strength would be for, yeah. We can make either of those. Ouch. That's not nice. No, I don't think it would be worth it. We wouldn't. The damage it would be doing wouldn't be enough to be better than the Great Maul that we already have. So let's drop it. I mean, strength is a great rune word, and I love it. But for our mercenary guy, he's got a pretty good weapon already, so it's gonna be hard to beat, honestly. Oh, Galso, what's up, buddy? It was a couple. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. Arcdrag. Yeah, it's wild that was 2018. I was so much younger then, man. I was so much. I was a younger, more virulent hobbit. Now I'm an old, crusty hobbit that you see before you. But no, I was thinking the same thing. That was 3 years ago, and of course, again, that was vanilla Diablo. And I have done Diablo 2, vanilla Diablo 2 since. We actually did some vanilla Diablo 2 last year when we did our Hardcore Necromancer playthrough. So the Paladin playthrough was a while back, but Necromancer was last year. And that was Hardcore Necromancer that took us all the way through the entire game, all 3 difficulties. And we were able to, like, actually make it. We were able to actually pull that shit off, and we were victorious. But it was a challenge, of course, and it took a lot longer because Necromancer is a lot slower. Well, the Necromancer that I play is a lot slower because I tend to make Summon Mancers. And I love it, but yeah, it's a very slow playthrough, whereas Paladins are a bit more in the action, in the heat of the action. In the yeet of the action. There's a Claymore. I'm overburdened. It is 1 socket. You can't make a rune word with 1 socket. Get that shit out of here. Let's see. Is this going to be the waypoint or the next exit? It's the waypoint. Perfect. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and go back to town anyway. It's stuff identified and such.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So sell that guy. Sell that one. Yeah, that one's not... I mean, the defense is great, but that's about all it has going for it. This one is not very good either. Lockabarax isn't very good. That armor was... I was really hoping that armor was going to be good, but it's kind of disappointing. It'll sell for some monies, though, if nothing else. Fire damage, lightning resist. Thank you, but no thank you. So pretty much all of that. Hit recovery. Yeah, hit recovery is still important for sure. Any sword things? I mean, that's actually not bad damage, but yeah, it's this thing is much better, honestly. The one we have right now is pretty hard to beat. Weapon, that is. Let's revisit our stash. I think that will be enough for a new perfect topaz. I keep making these perfect gems, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. We have 4 of these now. Yeah, it's like I don't need 4 perfect topazes, but the game makes it so much easier now to stash them, or to stack them. So it's never been easier to just hoard shit with completely reckless abandon. It's great. The game is just enabling my worst habits. This is great. Although we are fairly closely reaching the maximum capacity of gold we can store, so I'm gonna have to start gambling or something, man. I gotta be less responsible about how I'm spending my money.
The ancients have evening.
Oh, you can sell the whole stack of keys. That's what that number is. Okay. Of course, yeah. We look at axes. We look at mauls and swords and whatnot. Can't do polearms, I don't think. Or our mercenary friend. Yeah, I think we're just gonna stick with what we got. Okay. Back down we go. Alright, so we found the waypoint, and that means we can just pretty much shotgun to the exit once we find it, at least. Roadstone Keep, I don't think, is a terribly large dungeon. I feel like the Durance is a lot larger, and the Catacombs are a lot larger, but maybe I'm misremembering. I guess we'll find out. The strict inventory management. Yeah, I actually don't mind it too much in this game. But yeah, there are times where it feels very limiting. One thing that I do appreciate is that this mod makes the inventory much larger. Both your inventory and your stash are much larger in Project Diablo 2 compared to vanilla Diablo 2. But it is still limiting. One game that I do appreciate when it comes to inventories that I think does it really well is Resident Evil 4 of all things. It's you know, fairly limited attaché case. And you do kind of have to do some creative Tetrising, but I really like how they balanced it, and I like how dynamic it feels, and I feel like it fits pretty well with the overall vibe of the game too. So it's like, I know inventory management systems aren't always the sexiest thing to focus on in game development, but I think I want to explore a little bit longer. I think the Resident Evil 4 inventory is a pretty good one. Just eat 47 cheese wheels. Yeah, honestly, I mean, people kind of shit on Oblivion, Skyrim, you know, Morrowind, those games, the Elder Scrolls games, as being an example of like how silly and outlandish that is. But I'm kind of with you though, Arcdrag. As I get older, it's like I don't care as much about realistic limitations necessarily. I was saying how I do kind of like having a limited inventory here in this game, because I'm not using Pluggy, for instance. Pluggy is a really cool plugin that lets you have an unlimited stash, which is great if you're making like a Holy Grail run or something, or or you just want to be able to make an infinitely cool build. Excuse me. And I was saying how I kind of like how having a limited inventory does force me to make some decisions on what I choose to keep and what I choose to throw away. But for some games, I don't mind the lack of realism. I would say, like, I'm able to you know, turn my brain off and not have it bother me. It's like, no, you can't have this unlimited inventory, or maybe not unlimited, but this like inventory system that's unrealistic. It ruins the immersion, but it's like protagonist eating 47 wheels of cheese and giving no fucks. But charms don't eat up 90% of your inventory. Yeah, I mean, the thing with charms is that it's voluntary. Like, I don't need the charms that I have right now. They are nice, and they help to make our character a lot more strong, and, you know, to make him buff. But we don't need half the charms that I have right now. Honestly, I'm hoarding them mostly out of just indulgence. But you're right, though, that does become an issue. Definitely in vanilla Diablo 2. I appreciate that in this mod, that the only place where you can keep charms in your inventory to have them be effective is in the bottom half. So if I put a charm up here, you see that it's red and I don't get the bonus. But if I put it down in the bottom half, then I get the strength bonus. So you can only carry the bottom half inventory's worth of charms. So that is an upper bound as far as how many you can carry. But I like that a lot nicer compared to vanilla Diablo 2 for, you know, obvious reasons. Because, yeah, that is a major issue for sure. Fits well with Resident Evil. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Yeah, some games it makes a lot of sense. Other games, I don't mind when it's a little bit sillier. Flawless Diamond. What level are we? We are 34. So I didn't even notice this guy just chilling in the corner. I think those guys are harmless if there's no other monsters that they can defile around them. So it's like I don't have to kill those guys, but I wanted to. Ooh, is that 3 sockets? Tell me it's 3 sockets. Ah, 2 sockets. What a tease. 10 to 28. If we could get a 3-socket one of those bad boys, we could maybe make something really cool. Maybe. Match. He feels much stronger now. 1 socket. What's the poleaxe? 2 sockets. What's the war staff? That'll sell for some dollars. Pretty good. A great maul. That's socketed. Oh, it's ethereal. 57 to 87. Wow, that's still way. It has no other benefits to it, but just as it stands right now, it has better damage than this guy. Hold on, I'm just getting zapped while I'm standing still. Yeah, we'll give that to him. And I don't think the durability will be an issue. That's pretty sweet. Oh, what's up, THC? Good to see you, bud. Got some Diablo 2. Project Diablo 2, actually. It's a very good mod. I'm liking it a lot so far. And let's see. We are on the 4th floor. I'm trying to remember how many floors there are in the World Stone Keep. It's been a minute since I've been here, it seems. I think the 4th floor is where we see the big scary dude. Big scary demon man. So he's got the defiling being done to him, but we went ahead and killed the little monster nugget that sprout from him. We got the title music. And there it is. I want to explore more. Now let's just go ahead and hop down. It's the throne room, that's right. Throne of Destruction. Let's face down the Lord. One cool strat that some speedrunners will do with this for the throne room, if they don't want to kill everything, the game only considers the throne room cleared out if the enemies that spawn in the room aren't physically in the room anymore, which means you can actually kind of cheese it by not having to kill everything, just run away and kite them around. So if you can like kite the enemies out of the throne room and then teleport or like leap or just run quickly back to the throne room, the game will trip the trigger that says, oh, the enemies are gone, let's spawn the next wave. So if you have like an underpowered character that can't deal with the waves of enemies from the throne room itself, you can just kind of cheese the Bale introduction by just leaving the bad guys out of it. Of course, it's tricky because if you have an underpowered character, it's still kind of risky, but I've observed a number of speedrunners that utilize that trick pretty well. We found, what did we just find? We found a War Scepter. 3 sockets? Ah, 1 socket. Oh, that's okay. It'll still sell for some money. Also, we leveled up, which is nifty. Oh, there's a lot of friends out here. Oh boy. Place is pretty hopping. Just steamrolled over them like it was nothing. I'm doing well though, THC. Thank you for joining in. THC, thank you. I don't know if you hear it often, but I appreciate all the hosts you continually give me. I see the notification. I always appreciate it. But no, we're doing well. Diablo 2 is of course a lot of fun, and like I was saying, this mod that we're playing is very, very cool, and I'm really enjoying it. Like that it mixes a lot of things up. I like that it like brings some unfamiliarity to a game that I like to think I know pretty well. But it's like now it's like there's so much I don't know. There's so many things that I like can't predict now. Whereas in the olden times with vanilla Diablo 2, it's like, you know, when you play the game a decent bit, it doesn't take long for you to kind of figure out what builds work for you, what bosses to be scared of. But for this mod, it's like, man, I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea what Bale's gonna be like, for that matter. The Ancients weren't too bad, but this is normal difficulty, so, you know, we have yet to see the worst. It is a lot of fun, yeah. It's a game that I frequently come back to. I've mentioned before that it's probably a good thing that I don't know the full number, but if I had to guess, I would imagine it's probably the game I've played the most. Like, out of all the video games I've played in my life, it's probably the one that's got the highest number of total hours. Although I've never had any periods of time where I've played it, like, obsessively for, like, months or years on end. Like, I would play it for a few weeks or maybe even a few months. And I would, like, build a character up, get all the way through Hell difficulty, and maybe do a few cow runs, but that's about it. I would never really do much after I've beaten Hell. If I would beat Hell, that is. Like, you know, that's as far as I would take it. So I never really had much, oh god, I'm stuck. I never had much patience for, like, post-game content or, like, doing Uber runs, that kind of stuff. I think it's neat, it just was never my bag, necessarily. And here's the man himself. He's laughing up a storm over here. Wish I could just, like, smack him or something. Can I just go through the chamber? Oh, I can't. Battle stuff, very good. Of course, my inventory is quickly filling up, unsurprisingly. He's got a lot of poison. He also got a lot of dead, hell yeah.
Impossible. I am over.
There's things I want to pick up, but I have no room. Oops, wrong spell. Or wrong button, rather. Meant to drop mana. Oh god, my guy's gonna die. Keep him alive. There we go. Trying to keep my mercenary friend alive if I can help it. Here comes the big guys. These guys. Oh wait, not these are the big guys. These are the Venom Lords. Lords ain't nothing. It's the siege beast that I'm worried about. Ventara the Unholy. Ventar sounds like, what was it from Rugrats? Reptar. Sounds like a Reptar knockoff. Here comes the big guys. I'm a little worried about the big guys. We'll be fine, though. Siege beast, because they have pretty gnarly knockback as well. Or minions, rather. Oh god, they're gonna kill they killed my buddy! That's okay. We'll get him back. Ouch. These guys are fast, stunny boys. But I'm a fast, stunny boy, too. This is where crowd control really makes all the difference. As you can see, they're not doing much damage to me because I'm not letting them surround me. And I'm not doing a ton of damage to them either. Oh god. I keep getting stuck because they keep knocking me back. It's draining my mana. Yeah, it's an unfortunate bug, I think, with charge and us being susceptible to knockback. Okay, now they're starting to, oh wow, now they're damaging the shit out of me. Oh, it's because my holy shield ran out. We're soon starting to take out more of them, though. Like, a few of them are about to fall. There goes one. Yeah, I knew these guys would be scary. These guys are, I would argue, these guys are way harder to fight than Bale is. It's an annoying bug, though. It's like, if they knock you back, you can't charge forward. You have to, like, walk out. You have to walk out of that stance, and then you can charge again. because he gets just stuck in place. So it's like that backwards momentum kind of fucks you up. There we go. It's like then you can do shit like this, just like kind of juggle them, which is kind of satisfying. There we go. That's so cool. I love doing that shit. Yeah, when it's down to just a few of them, it's nothing. There we go. Get him up against the wall. There you go. Yeah. Got his ass. So we got him. That was a little scary, but we managed to clutch it out though. So I gotta go get our buddy back because he got steamrolled pretty bad there. Yeah, what do you think he finds so funny? He keeps laughing. What's so funny, dude? I think something's hilarious apparently. Alright, so I need to decide if I'm gonna keep this 2-socketed one. I'm actually kind of curious. What's this guy here? If it's 3-socketed, oh, it's only one. I'll keep the 2-socket for now, but I don't know if I can really stick to it necessarily. Go back and get our buddy back so he's with us for the final battle here. Anything else I want to grab? Fine on keys. We're pretty good on most potions. Grab that one too. That's all fine and dandy. Let's hop back.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
So Cathins. So we have Cathins something else. Not sure where it is though. I think it's in my stash. Sell a bunch of these guys. Surprised that wand, despite having only one thing on it, sold for max value. That's kind of surprising. I found so many socketed things that looked encouraging, but then they would have like 1 or maybe 2 sockets at most. Let's go get our buddy resurrected.
Besting the... What is it?
Alright, Imund, let's go and avenge you by killing the Bale. It's the best way to do it, I would say. Yeah, so if we made strength and into this guy 10 to 28, I think this is still way better. This is faster, which is nice, but I don't know if it's worth it because again we only have the one rune. If I had multiple runes, then I'd be more inclined to use it, but I think we'll just sell it. And then for Cathins, right? So we have, all right. So we have these two. So what do we get with these two? Oh, it's click loss. Never mind. Here we go. So, of course, Radiance and our current armor are way better. But I'm just curious what this gets us as a set bonus. So you get 5 to 20 fire damage, and you get attack critics damage. Okay, and more defense. So those are nice, but it's just not worth. If we could have found these 30 levels ago, I'd have been much more excited. What about for our buddy? So we lose the +1 to all skills, which includes his might aura. Yeah. The defense is nice, the fire damage is nice, the thorns is nice. I mean, these are all nice, but it's like it just can't compare. Lore alone, I would say, is better than all of that, unfortunately. Rule, sigil, seal. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else that is for Cathins. We're just gonna sell these off.
Afternoon.
Yeah, Cathins is a not bad rune or set, but it starts to drop off fairly early on once you get into normal difficulty. So once you find it anywhere past Act 2 or Act 3, it's like you've already found stuff that's better. 51 to 88, by the way. 51 to 88. Now this is better. The ethereal one is better. Yeah, nothing else grabs me. Starting to see ornate or ancient armor at least, which is pretty cool. Ancient armor is arguably the best in the game. Let's see. More hit recovery, so less defense, but more hit recovery and some nice mana. Let's grab it. Actually, should I give that to this guy? Oh no, his is pretty cool. Anything else that I wanted to jump to? Don't think so. So now we're at 2 million gold, which is completely ridiculous. I think I might just go ahead and sell this too, honestly. It's a shame because I don't dislike Kliglaws. I'm tempted to get that to give this guy to give this to this guy actually.
I'll put that.
Because the fire resist is nice. The slowest target by 25% is actually kind of cool. Half freeze duration, poison reduced. Let's go and give this to him, actually. He might be able to do something with that. Of course, I'll keep Sanders, because Sanders is pretty good. We won't be able to get the full Sanders set, because his superstition is, I think, a wand, which does us nothing for a paladin. Otherwise, that is good. So we're... Is there anything else I want to stock up on? No, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and fight Old Bale Man. Old Hay Bale. Old, I'm trying to think of other, like, dumb names for him. Actually, one thing I do want to kind of do real quick. I think we went to that top right corner. Is there more stuff in the top left? There's some enemies. It's an amulet. Light-plated boots. I don't know. That might be... Saigons, maybe? Or Seagons? I don't know. I can't remember what that one would be. Arch Ethereal Shield. It's gold, which is fancy looking. Okay, I thought there was maybe something up here. Maybe I'm wrong. It would not be the first time. We found a lot of set items. We found Isengard's or Eisenhart's helmet. We found Cathan's chestplate or armor, I guess you would say. And we just found somebody's boots just now. It's all within relatively, like, all very close together, oddly enough. Alright, Bale. You big fucking nerd, let's do this thing. Let's charge through that shit. I'm trying to get my mercenary up here, though. There he is. Yeah, sadly I don't have the knockback thing, but he is susceptible to the cold, the slow on hit, which is nice. This guy's got a lot of hit points though. So we're gonna be here for a minute. He's got some damage though. If I back up and oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I'm stuck. Yeah, so there's no knockback even if I like back up. Just, we don't get the fancy knockback. We do get still good damage. You can hear the noises like our guy is trying to charge. So I think we're still getting the damage bonus. Also, I like how our buddy, our mercenary friend, is not even being challenged right now. Kind of surprised he's not doing the duplication thing yet. The thing that Bale does where it's like he splits himself off into a clone. Do we have open wounds? I don't think we have crushing blow, but I don't think we have open wounds. Open wounds would be really good against Bale. I actually can't see the rest of his health bar because it blends in so well with the background, the world stone. But I think we're near the end. Last hit. Clearly I was wrong. Yeah, I really can't tell how much is left. I keep thinking like, all right, that was my last potion. It's like, oh, nope. We still got a little bit more. There he goes. So that's my second fancy pair of boots. Which is death animation. Alright, so of course, stuff he dropped isn't that exciting, but we have multiple pairs of boots to choose from, which is kind of cool.
Hello.
And Tyra's like, hello, it's me.
I am impressed, Mordred. You have overcome the greatest challenge this world has ever faced and defeated the last of the Primeval.
So the world stone has been corrupted.
However,
that was like
we are too
Bale's
late
whole
to save
plan
the
was to
world.
get to the center of the
Bale's
mountain
destructive touch has corrupted
and corrupt the world stone so we could like
Given
create a
enough
new
time,
reality
the
where
world
demons
stone's
roam
energies
free
will
and all that
drain
jazz.
away.
So I guess this is
Barriers
like
between the worlds will shatter.
plot device wise, that's like Blizzard North's way of being like, well, the end of Diablo 2, who knows? Maybe there will be a sequel, maybe there won't be. So I get like that was how they were able to, I guess, do the setup more or less for Diablo 3. But in a way that was very non-committal. I'm gonna go and identify things real quick. Because we found a number of things I'd like to check out real quick. Actually, maybe I'll hold off on selling things. Vidalas and Seagons. Okay, cool. Vidalas and Seagons. I forgot all about Vidalas. I forgot that's, I don't actually know what that set is off the top of my head. I think I'm actually going to hold off on selling things because I think if we sell them in Nightmare difficulty, we get more money for it. So I guess I'll grab the Morning Star too. Except I have no room for it because I got too much crap in there. Or Tetrising. Here, let's do this. Let's see what the cutscene looks like. Oh, well, first we get our new title, Destroyer Super Hobbit. Has a nice ring to it. Also, I appreciate these old school, like early, or I guess like early 2000s, late 90s PC gaming renders. Look at Kane with like just the delightful CGI. I love this kind of stuff, man. Oh, we don't get the cutscene. Oh, okay, we don't get the cutscene for when Tyrael throws his sword into the World Stone because it's been corrupted. He's like, the only way is to destroy the World Stone to keep the corruption from spreading. But then what does that do? We don't know. So that's like, you know, the consequences are unknown from that point on. All right, so let's sell some stuffs. Back at Act 1. Back at it again with the Act 1.
There is a place. Hello.
So breastplate is got really good defense. My goodness. Really good throw damage. Wow, good one-hand damage too. What the heck? That's pretty good actually. Two-handed axe is not good, but it has 2 sockets. We give this to our buddy. You use axes.
Put that to good
He
use.
does use axes, so we could like pump it full of gems if we wanted. Maybe, I don't know. It's not bad. It's very fast, which is shocking to me. I don't really see a lot of very fast broad axes. Oh, we actually can't use this Morning Star yet. Requires level 37 because it has really good attack rating bonus. Wow, that attack rating bonus is nuts. Not gonna use it obviously, but it's pretty impressive. So between these two, compared to our current boots, well, first off, let's look at this actually. So the defense is really good. It's got good fire resist. It's got, wow, that fast rate recovery. Oh my god. Dude, I kind of want to use this. So I will. Yeah, that's mine now. I'm going to use that. And then this, we'll give to our buddy.
That to good use.
So it means he has much less good poison resist, but I think it's probably okay for the most part. So we don't look quite as cool. We had that cool, like, glowing, shimmery, shiny armor. Now it's like, we just have the breastplate, but at least it's gold, so that's pretty. But yeah, that's pretty impressive. But then for the boots, so faster with really good cold resist. You can see our resistances aren't nearly as sexy as they once were. But they're pretty good though. They're not horrible. Compared to this guy, which is even faster, but you don't get the resists, unfortunately. Oh yeah, sounds good, Siri Machakra. Thank you again for joining in, my friend. Have a good rest of your night. I know it is getting late, by the way. I know it's, for some time zones especially, it is very late. Like Siri Machakra, I know it is well into the AM for you. So yeah, I'm never going to be bothered by people having to hop off. It's completely understandable. I'm definitely going to keep the Sigon's boots, because if we could get his shield, that'd be really cool. He has a good shield. He has a good... I think his armor is pretty cool too. So Sigon is a pretty good set. It's not amazing, but it's pretty nice. Kind of leaning towards this one because the cold resist would be really nice. I don't care about the maximum stamina, And I mean, the difference of 20% and 30% faster run walk isn't a huge thing for me. I'm gonna miss the hit recovery though, and the half freeze duration for that matter. That's how fast we are. Here's what 30 looks like. Yeah, we're pretty quick.
Not in town.
Can't use charge, but I imagine when we use charge, it looks even sillier. Let's see. Which of these is better? Cold resist 6. Yeah, so this one's better if nothing else. We'll sell that. I think we'll use sea guns. I'll keep Vidala's rig just because I have no idea what the rest of Vidala's looks like or does even. Sell off a few things then. Yeah, I hope the faster run walk and the cold resist makes this worth as opposed to the hit recovery and whatnot. It's a 10% loss, so it's probably fine, but hopefully I won't go to regret that. Sell that. Oh, and the boots. The old boots as well. Then for the mallet rather he right, his current mallet is way better. Let's go ahead and sell that guy. But then for the matter of that axe, what could we do with that? It's 3 of those puppies. So let's go ahead and put this store that away for the time being. And it's 3 flawless emeralds. Man, we're just adding to our collection, contributing to our collection. Fun toys to play with. Right, so with all of this, 16 to 29 compared to our dudes 57 to 87. Do we have 2 gems that could kind of shore up that difference? 15 to 20. So we could get it up to like 46 to, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. What was it? 15 to 20? Yeah, 46. 46 to 69. Which just won't do it, yeah. Yeah, that's not gonna do it, yeah. It's kind of a shame. I want to like this axe, but it just can't really, it can't stand up to scrutiny when you got these kind of numbers. So I think we'll just sell it. So I used a lot of potions in those 2 fights. So let's restock up there. There we go. Sell that guy. The rest of it should be fine. We got the dexterity, poison resist. Anything cool here? I wasn't even looking at these yet. There's that ridiculous morning star. Let's see what else we can do then. Alright, so what do our resistances look like? Cold is pretty good. I would say at the point where all of these would be worthwhile. They are all resistances and whatnot. So now, yeah, so now our resistances are pretty good, but you can see poison's kind of weak. Eventually that will improve drastically, especially once we get Ancient's Pledge. But for now, yeah, our resistances are coming up a little bit short, but we're not bad though. We're in pretty okay shape. Means we're using everything that we can carry though. All these were like resistances that I was just sitting on. So cold's good. Of course, cold is being pretty much fed by this thing. That 40% bonus is kind of nuts. That being said, we can go ahead and look at see what charts he's got. Inexplicably, this is like, oh, welcome to the rogue encampment. Have a look at our wares. We don't have a lot to offer. Oh, by the way, this is nightmare difficulty. So when we say we don't have a lot to offer, we mean we have like legendary, well, maybe not legendary, but Diablo killing equipment that's available. Well, Diablo in normal difficulty at least. So now it's kind of worth looking at all the other nifty bonuses and whatnot. As what you would normally pass over as regular leather armor could be shark skin armor now, which is nice. What does Geed have?
Good day to you.
Good day to you, partner. Sounds like such a trustworthy lad. Combat skills, paladin only. It's tempting, but the resistances are pretty hard to part with. Yeah, there we go. 72 defense. That's the kind of shit you got to be careful with. Like, careful not to pass over, rather. Careful not to pass up, that is. There we go. Yeah, 21 to 62. Military axe. That's badass, dude. That wouldn't be great for us necessarily, but it'd be great for our mercenary friend. We'd love that shit. So as it stands right now, nothing really jumps out at me, but like we have some options though. We'll have more options rather. So let's go and explore. Let's find the Den of Evil and kill some bad guys.
I will cleanse.
Let's see how things stack up right now, compared to like when we were one-shotting bad guys relatively consistently at the end of Act 5 normal difficulty. And compare that to Act 1 Nightmare. So, okay, these guys go down pretty quickly. That's at least consistent. Poison Shrine? I mean, it's just choking gas. We're gonna see more champion groups, which is nice, though, and, like, boss groups. Or Javelin. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna see more potential toys to play with. Also, I think we could see more sockets and things now. So I think 4 sockets are now possible. Whoa. Unique scale mail. That's exciting. I don't know if it's going to be very good, but it's cool. It could be cool, though. And yeah, we see boss groups. We see more boss groups, and the ones we see are going to have a greater likelihood of having, like, you know, scarier bonuses on them. Clasped orb. And an Ort rune, which is nice. I think that's... We haven't seen a lot of Ort runes yet. Not gonna lie, I really like Nightmare difficulty. I like the increase in challenge, but it's not such an increase that it feels absurd. It's like, it still feels doable. So, like, it's noteworthy, but it's not the, like, butt stomping that Hell difficulty turns into, because Hell is just... well, it's Hell. It's appropriately named, honestly. On a regular maul, pretty good damage, but yeah, can't really compare to what we have right now. Find a cleaver.
I can't carry
Found a, oh, and of course my inventory is full, rather. Splint mail, not gonna bother with that. Edge bow, not gonna bother with it. Greaves, not gonna bother with that either, just because those are... I sincerely doubt that could match up. Splint mail. A little bit curious about the plate mail, actually. Except I can't see it because my inventory is getting too much space. Let's do this. Put other stuff. Let's put that guy in there. It's like, I wish this was one block short that we could just stow it right there. That's a little bit annoying. Yeah, so we'll grab the plate mail. Not gonna bother with the splint mail. The rejuve potion. Okay, so yeah, we got some things to play with. Man, we're so fast. I like it, but it's like, it's weird. On the den. Gonna kill all the bad guys. Like a good little paladin. As we just juggle those guys. Of course, we can't one-shot the gargantuan beasts. So, you know, that is a limitation. A dimensional blade, a flawless amethyst. Yeah, now we're talking. Some real cool shit being found. Although there's a shaman somewhere that's wandered off. There he is. Thanks. Let's go and feed him a potion just because I definitely want to try to keep this guy alive if we can help it. Dropped a mana potion right as I ran out of mana, although I've got plenty of potions. Getting in back in my bad habit of just hoarding these things when I definitely don't need to be. Of course, we have what's that one dude? Corpse Fire. We have Corpse Fire awaiting us, and he's probably gonna be a lot scarier than the last time we saw him. Antlers, not really worth it at all. There's him and his crew. We're just rolling up on his shit, honestly, just kind of stomping him. And he's dead. I didn't get a chance to look to see like what his properties were, or like what his bonuses were. We just fucked his day up, honestly. I would say I feel bad, but that would be a lie. I really don't feel bad. It was actually really satisfying. There's IO, by the way. With IO, we could make black, which is a very good rune word. So that's kind of exciting, actually. And like I feel like I called it. I feel like I predicted that IO we won't see until Nightmare difficulty. And here we are, Act 1 Nightmare, and it's the second rune that we see drop. Was just as we foretold. Chainmail, Bardiche, nothing else really. Yeah, that's exciting. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna look it up before I fully commit to the black rune word. But I think that's considered a pretty good one. I think. In the meantime, let's continue to murder. Still evil to be cleansed from this accursed place. Sorry, I'm trying to talk more like a paladin. I want to make sure I'm getting into character. There's a shaman somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I saw somebody resurrected a bad guy just then, so I'm like, who has escaped our clutches now? Don't they know that is forbidden? Says kill all the monsters. Yeah, we don't know how many are left. I think it tells you when you're down to the last 5. Just like that. 1 left. Sorry, buddy. It had to be done. So he was down to the last dude.
My duty here is done.
Here's how many sockets this is. Just 1. Yeah, it's not very satisfying, honestly. Wait, hold on. More friends. More friends to murder. You know what? Let's go. I was just gonna walk back to town, but it's like, well, if you're gonna give me a town portal, I guess I'll take the hint.
You have
We've cleansed the den. You're damn right we did. We'll do another one of these. Holy freeze.
The order welcomes you.
Alright, so of course I have to buy scrolls of identify like a chump, because we have no cane yet. That's actually not bad damage. Sell that guy, sell that guy. This guy is the good throwing damage, but that's about all I can say there. Yeah, this one's got pretty good damage, 16 to 56. That's not bad, but can't really compare. Excuse me. Anything else? Let's look to see what else she's selling. What are you selling? And Scepter of Slaw. Oh, it's just higher maximum damage.
Welcome,
And Kash is going to tell us all about Bloodraven, who was a scary boss battle last time we were here. See how that's balanced out, if nothing else. So here's Ort, by the way. Ort. It's number 9. Wow, Io is 16. My goodness. So it'll be the 4th Thol. There we go. So it's all nice and in order. All right. So what can we do with this? We know we can make black. I'm gonna look up to see if that's worth it. It might not be at this point. I know earlier it would have been. But we might have found it too late for it to be considered that useful. Alright, I forgot about the scale mail too. I don't think the scale mail is gonna be very good either. It probably would have been amazing in normal difficulty, like in Act 3 or 2 in normal difficulty. But I have a feeling it's probably not gonna be amazing here. In fact, let's go ahead and get those identified real quick while I'm thinking of it. I think the scale mail might be the one that has like, it's like venom mail or something. It like gives you really good, good poison resistance. I think it might even like max out your poison resistance, like increase the maximum threshold for it, that is. Hawk mail. Oh, I'm thinking of something else entirely. Okay. This is really good for druids. Cold resist, cannot be frozen. That's really nice. That's cool, yeah. I like it, but yeah, it's just not really good this late in the game for us exactly. If I was a druid, I would reconsider, but we were a paladin, and paladins are not druids. They're very different. Okay, so let's look at the rune words then. So we have Io, we have Ort, we have some options now. So I mentioned black as a rune word, which is a very good one. I think it's very good, but I'm gonna double check. What else do we have? We have. Is there anything else I can make with Io? There really isn't. What about Ort? Was there anything I was waiting on for Ort? Checking my list here for anybody curious what I'm looking at. I have a list of rune words that I'm tracking as like potential things. There's obviously Ancient's Pledge. There's always Ancient's Pledge. So Ral Ort's Tal would be Ancient's Pledge and a 3-socket shield. So if we could find a halfway decent 3-socket shield, I would go ahead and do it. What else though? Is there anything else that I'm considering? If we could find a well, we could make another lore, but I don't think that's really worth it. Alright, so there's really nothing for lore, for Ort rather. I'm gonna look up the black rune word, because I don't know if I've ever made black, and I don't know if it's that good now. Alright, so it's pretty good enhanced damage, pretty good crushing blow, good cold damage, and increased attack speed, knockback, which, and honestly I don't really like knockback that much, but it's neat. You get corpse explosion, which can really come in clutch sometimes if it comes down to it. More vitality. That's pretty legit. How does that compare to strength, which is what we have right now? Oh, right. Strength is also the name of an attribute. So we would lose a decent bit of strength. We would lose the vitality, which is a shame. And we also lose mana stolen per kill. And life per hit. Ooh, that's kind of unfortunate. We get more damage. Crushing blow is better. Better attack rating, attack speed, which is nice. We do get some vitality, so it's not as good, but still pretty good. So I would, if I were to go for it, we would put it in this puppy right here. I say that. Actually, maybe I would put it in the cleaver. Can we put it in the cleaver, or is it maces only? Black is clubs, hammers, and maces, so we couldn't put it in the axe. Should I hold off then, now that we're starting to find better gear? Or should I go ahead and put in the Warhammer? We're probably not going to find battle hammers anytime soon, I would guess. Well, actually, here's a good litmus test for this. Let's check Charcy. Are you selling Warhammers right now? She is not. How about Geed? Because if they aren't...
Greetings.
They are not. Yeah, so probably Act 2 is the soonest we'd be able to see it. I think Io is fairly high level, so I'm a little bit hesitant to go for it. But I've never made this rune word before, so I kind of want to just YOLO it. Let me look it up what the order is. It is... Full Io Neff. Or black. Full Io Neff. Okay. Let's just go and do it. We don't have a ton of these. We have a ton of Neff runes. Those are easy to find. Okay. So just to be clear, so Thul, Io, Neff. There it is. 49 to 72. I mean, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Again, I'm not a huge fan of knockback, truth be told. But if we compare this, 466 to 643, Yeah, that's an improvement. It's not like an enormous improvement, and again, we lose a lot of strength. We lose 20 strength. Oof. We don't need that. We don't need strength. We also lose some vitality. Actually, no, the vitality stays the same because they both have +10. That makes me feel a little better then. See, I'm gonna miss the life stolen per hit and the mana per kill, but I'm really excited about the crushing blow being more likely. The old one was 25%. The damage is great, attack rating's good. Actually, knockback could be cool with charge, so maybe this isn't actually a bad thing. The corpse explosion thing, I don't know if I'm gonna work with it much, but it's there in case we ever need it, and it's faster, which I really like. Get cold damage, yeah, I think this is a wise decision. If we wanted to, we could give our old weapon to our buddy here.
I'll put that to good use.
Actually, can he dual wield?
I'll put that to good use.
He cannot dual wield. It's a shame. The online rune words into single player? Yes, it does. Well, I think it does, because you can make ladder... Oh, I see what you're saying, like ladder stuff. Yeah, I think ladder rune words are still locked behind ladder characters, so I think that is one limitation. Yeah, I think those I don't have access to, I think. I'd have to look it up to be sure, but I think those are not available to a single player character. I think you would have to make an online character in PD2 and make a ladder character, because there is an online ladder in Project Diablo 2. In fact, I would say that's probably where the majority of people play. There's a very thriving online community. Yeah, I would say, if you wanted to know for sure, I would say check the, we'll say that for a little bit. I would say check the Discord server, the Project Diablo 2 Discord server, and see if anybody else has asked about it, you know, through the search bar, or maybe even ask the devs or see if anybody would be able to answer. But I would assume the answer is ladder only rune words are still ladder only. They kick you out of your room. Oh, do they really? That's kind of surprising. Are they like doing server maintenance, or was it just it would just lose connection every so often? It's pretty shitty if it's knocking you out like that. Hopefully I won't regret this, by the way, this black. I like this already, but I'm in my brain, I'm like, I wonder if I should have waited. If we're gonna find like a way better arm, like hammer or something around the bend. But then you're waiting forever, so it's like, do you YOLO it, or do you constantly hold out for a better option? They put a timer. Oh, interesting. So it's a limited 2-hour at most time. No, that's kind of surprising. Is that because it's a ladder character, or is that just what they do for all online mode, all online plays? Because I've never played online on this. I've only done single player. I'm trying to think like why you would want to limit 2 hours at most. All online play is 2 hours only. Maybe it's to keep server costs down. Maybe that's like to prevent to lessen the server pull. I don't know. It's just seems kind of unfortunate. That seems like an arbitrary limitation. Yeah, or for keep people from squatting. Maybe. I mean, I would hope that wouldn't be an issue. But yeah, maybe that's been a problem in the past, that people are just idling in the servers. That's kind of annoying, but I guess it's just how it is. I guess it's mostly a minor inconvenience. It's just like you worry about it like kicking you off right when you're in a very crucial moment. Or to remove bots, that's a really good point too. Yeah, I would say either of those are probably pretty likely. It is unfortunate that in Diablo 2 vanilla, at least, the online scene is probably like probably 50 to 60% bot accounts, which is unfortunate. So you get a lot of spam messages. Oh, what am I doing? It's like spam messages from like sites, or like advertising sites to buy and sell gear. You know, there's people using like hacks or like AI hacks to automatically play the characters for them. Trainers, I guess, is the word for it. So that's a huge problem in vanilla Diablo 2. So I guess they're trying to get in front of that with the modification stuffs. Just an unfortunate reality, I suppose. Grimoire, anything cool? Not really. Whoops, I threw it down and I immediately picked it back up. So I like the damage that this does. Ooh, experience shrine, very nice. Yeah, so I think I mostly like the upgrade that we have. I think I was correct to do the upgrade sooner than later, as opposed to just waiting for a better option. So hanging on to that one. Oh, nice, just leveled. I'm gonna keep playing or keep going and stop to level after our experience shrine runs out, because the experience shrine is only with us for so long. I want to capitalize on it as much as we can. But I feel pretty good about the stuff we've got right now. Oh, just one socket. That's nice too. You can double up on shrines, which is really nice. So you're no longer just stuck with having one or the other. I think that looks really cool, by the way. The experience shrine over the mana recharge shrine. It's pretty. Flawless skull. Just carved it out of the enemy right in front of them. In front of their friends. Giant sword, amethyst. Yeah, I'll grab the amethyst. There's Flavi, which means that is the entrance to the cold plains. Means the waypoint is nearby. There we go. It also means that we'll have to keep an eye out for the entrance to the burial grounds. There we go, minion group, very nice. Get some experience. These guys getting killed. Storm Blister. That's kind of hurt, actually. But they're also kind of dead. Hell yeah. So I'm not really stopping to loot or anything. I'm just kind of killing indiscriminately. But once the experience shrine runs out, then yeah, I'll be going through and looting through the stuffs, through the kills. Oddly enough, the experience shrine is outlasting. Oh, I was just gonna say it's been outlasting the recharge mana shrine because we got that one second. I thought the experience one would go first. I'm not even gonna bother with the wrist blade. It's not gonna sell for much. Of course, we can't use it because it's assassin only. Yeah, they never sell for much, so it's just not worth it. There's a 4-socketed poleaxe, by the way. I think I wouldn't put anything in there personally, but it's cool to know that 4 sockets are doable now. So the assault helmet, maybe we could sell it for some stuff. That might be neat. Flamberg. I'll grab the Flamberg. The Warhammer I'm not gonna bother with. Need to level as well, for that matter. The Barbed Club. It has 1 socket. No, thank you. A lot of stuff over this way, but yeah, I think we pretty much got it. Got what we needed. Right, so we're gonna level. Say more strength, some dexterity, and then yeah, it's either charge or holy freeze. We'll say charge. Flamberg's probably. I'm like, should I even bother with Flamberg? It's probably not gonna be very good. Let's just drop it. It's there's no way it can compete with what we have right now for our mercenary. And it probably won't be worth much money either. Not really worth. Champion Fallen. I'll go and get the bone helmet. Probably, well, actually, same kind of thing. Like, could a bone helmet really be better than what we have? Yeah, not really. And it's not going to sell for much, so it's probably not worth the inventory space it would take up. It's a group up here. Wow, so they're kind of tucked in the corner, aren't they? I just picked up like 12 things that I didn't want to pick up. Clicked everything, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, just the one thing. That's not too bad, actually. Just getting gloves. Yeah, that's fine. We have too many mana potions as it is, honestly. I'll need to pick up more. Is that just Reforged Shrine? Oh, and I'm out of mana. Not anymore. Now we're juiced up again. A socketed giant axe. Well, maybe it's socketed. See, I was trying to not pick that up, but fine. I'll allow it. I had a nickel for every time I picked up something that I did not mean to click. That would be wealthy beyond my wildest memes. It's an axe. Dat axe. It is 2-socketed. Nah, it's probably not worth it. Actually, yeah, where does this go? Okay, I was gonna say, where's this little nook lead? I feel like I had a dream some number of years ago where I was like in a setting like this. I was in a setting where it was like a forested area, kinda, but it was very open, and there were these stone walls like built around like the perimeter everywhere, and it didn't really make sense because you think about just how this is laid out. Like, why would you have like an open field like this, but with just arbitrary stone walls everywhere? It just doesn't really make sense. And I think I had a dream. I feel like I had a dream many years ago where it was like imagining what this scene would be like, but from like from the character's perspective, the player character's perspective. Let's keep the trees from encroaching. I mean, there's very few trees out here. There's a few of them. There's a few of those spooky trees. There's one, but these are very sad and very mostly dead trees. But yeah, the thriving trees, they're looming, always waiting. What's up, JD? Good to see you, buddy. We're just waiting for their chance to strike. Let's see if this is the burial grounds. It is the stony field, which is not what we want. We want burial grounds. We want graveyard area with scary rogue ladies that might be naked and might want to kill us. I'm not trying to say those two things are related, but I'm not saying it. Because last time we fought Bloodraven, she almost killed our asses multiple times over. So I know better now. I know that the proper way to meet Bloodraven is not with brazen confidence, but is with pre-pissed pants, pre-wetted pants. So that way she doesn't get the glory of causing me to piss myself. I've already usurped that glory from her. She doesn't get the satisfaction. That's pretty much the only thing I'm doing differently. Otherwise, I'll just try to not die. But yeah, she was a scary fight last time, so we'll see. That is nothing on it. That chest is on fire for no reason, as things happen in video games, obviously. Sometimes things catch fire, we just don't think about it. It's just on fire forever. I am out of mana. That's why I hoard mana potions like a weirdo. Mostly works out, I would say. Okay. A lot of chests that give a lot of like cracked and unsavory things, like, you know, low quality, not great things. What's the shield? 2 sockets. I'm not gonna cut it. I would say for anything that I make Ancient's Pledge out of, I would have a fairly high requirement as far as like either having a really good block rate or a good built-in all resistances, in addition to what Ancient's Pledge will offer. Great axe. 3-socketed. Ah, but it's ethereal. We could put a lot in there if we wanted to. Do I have any 3-socket axe rune words? Let me check my list here. No, the answer is no. There really aren't. So if we like pumped it full of gems, maybe it could best the Great Maul that's ethereal. But it wouldn't be able to best it by much, I don't think. Yeah, nah, I don't think it's worth it. At least not yet. Maybe eventually we could find something like that, but that ain't it. Oops. Oh, there's a bonus cave. I think that's where Cold Crow resides. she is a scary fight, but I bet we'll be okay. Refilling shrine, very good. Yeah, Cold Crow is a scary boss group in most stages of the game. I say bring it on. Power shield. It has 3 sockets. That's pretty good. That might be enough for me to make Ancient's Pledge out of. Tower shields are pretty sick, honestly. Yo, Whale, what's up, buddy? Heck the haters. Woo. That's a spicy opinion, Whale, but you know what? I'll allow it. That's our one profane moment of the night. We're not allowed to be fucking profane for the rest of the night, alright? That's the rule. Unless we suffer the consequences. Thank you for joining, by the way, Whale. It's always good to see you, buddy. As we're all slowed down by these zombie lads. We killed the dudes and they gave us some demon hide gloves. Let's see if they're any good. I'll hang on to them for now. Ooh, excuse me. Let me just belch loudly. Kill, kill, kill. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and identify the stuff. Actually, I'm going to identify this instead. 4 to dexterity. Just replace that one. Will I play Diablo 2 Resurrected? I probably will eventually. I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna play the old wait and see strat. The old tried and true wait and see strat to see how it is before I buy it. I've mentioned before that I'm like mostly feeling good about it, but you know, no guarantees just because, you know, Diablo 2 or Blizzard rather is not. It's not like in the clear as far as expectations and whatnot. There's a 4-socketed cleaver, by the way. That's exciting. So I'm not gonna get my hopes up and think like, oh man, it's definitely gonna be amazing. I think it'll probably be pretty good, but I'll hold off and see how things go, see the reviews look, all that jazz, and then make an informed decision from there. But I'll probably get it eventually. You know, if it's scuffed at the beginning, hopefully they'll fix it. You know, patch it, what have you. But if it's good from the get-go, then yeah, I'll probably get it eventually.
I can't carry anymore.
Sword is 2 sockets. Excuse me, 2 sockets I keep hiccuping. I'm curious about this cleaver. Are there any 4-socketed rune words we could do? We could make a with which we can make a cleaver. If that was a scepter, it would make Holy Thunder. That's something we could try. We could almost make Insight, but that requires pole arms. A lot of these are pretty high level. So that's probably, yeah, it's probably about it. If we could, actually no, if we could find a shield or a sword, we could make Spirit. And we have almost everything that we could find for it. Or that we would need for it, rather. Alright, so in that case, yeah, is there anything I can do with this then? I think the answer is no. I don't think there is anything. I mean, I guess we could pump it full of something, I guess, you know, pump it full of gems, make it strong and give it to our mercenary. But otherwise, yeah. That's a shame that Insight is pole arms only. That's really good. It's a good rune word. I'm looking at my list for anybody who's curious what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a notepad that I've opened that just has all the, or a notepad? Yeah, notepad window that I've opened that has all the rune words that I'm tracking. It doesn't have every rune word in the game, but just the ones that I thought would be relevant for paladins and such. So yeah, so the only one I'm kind of considering would be Spirit, which we can almost make, but it requires 4-socketed shields or swords. And axes are not swords, nor are they shields, sadly. So, ooh, a fancy ring. It's probably going to be Mantled Heel, but that's not a bad thing. Mantled Heel is pretty good. It's not going to be a Stone of Jordan. Those can't, I don't think those can even spawn at all in Nightmare difficulty, so I know better than to get my hopes up. We'll drop that one too. That's not going to be worth much. I was hoping that Crystal Sword would be something cool, but that's just, I think, 2 sockets. This one's lightning enchanted. So we haven't found Cold Crow, but we found a bunch of other boss groups. Well, this was 2 boss groups. How about that? They cursed us though, which is not nice. Bronze knife. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. My dude's over here doing all the work, and I'm just standing out here with my thumb in my ass. Which is the default location, you know, the default resting location. It's so satisfying, just bouncing around and just murdering everything. Unraveler head. Desecrate is actually a skill I don't know about. I'm not gonna keep that one just because it's probably won't sell for much, but Desecrate is a new skill that they added for necromancers in this game, in this mod rather. There's an identify scroll. Keep scrolling, 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 scrolling. What? There's a bill. Bills are usually pretty good, actually. Only 3 sockets, though. Yeah, a bill with a lot of sockets can actually be kind of cool. Still no Cold Crow. She's... Oh, wait, is this it? Yeah, I think that's her, yep. I recognize that barrage of arrows anywhere. Extra fast, extra cold enchanted, and she's dead. Never mind. See, I was thinking she'd be kind of scary, and normally she is, but we're so damn fast with this build. It's kind of silly. What's that fancy ring? Here we go. Eye of Mordini. I'm not familiar with this one, but it's really good. This must be a new ring that they added through the mod, because I don't recognize this name at all. The Eye of Mordini. But I like all of it. I like everything that I see here. It's that ring, but better, pretty much. Yeah, I would say the life stolen per hit makes that one really good. Oh, wait, that's better, actually. Ooh, those resistances, though. Damn, son. Yeah, that makes that ring pretty good, actually. Yeah. So we lose a little bit life stolen per hit, but we gain it with the replenish, I would say, on this guy. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Good ring. That's a really good ring. I mean, it's not amazing, but for this stage in the game, that's pretty sick. It's way better than Mantled Heal. I was like preparing for Mantled. I was like, it's gonna be disappointing, but this one's it's at least different, which I appreciate. 75 degrees, but it's freaking 12:30 a.m. Yeah, it is. Actually, yeah, how hot is it outside right now? Here in St. Louis times. It's probably pretty close, since we're both, you know, fairly in the same general area, same like Midwest area. So so it's 70 degrees where I am, although it's been kind of rainy today. So that probably has something to do with why it's maybe a little bit less hot. Actually, I really like 70 degrees at night. For me, that's a pretty comfy temperature. I know that like it does for some people mean that, you know, air conditioning has to be on, or at least a fan at the minimum. But I like being outside when it's that cold, when it's that warm out. To me, like just summer nights, or in this case, I guess spring nights, like warm spring nights. But summer nights have a very like chill and nostalgic feel for me. So I like it, but I know it's not everyone's favorite. A War Scepter.
I am overburdened.
War Scepter. That's that sauce I have a hard time saying. War Scepter sauce. That's the dumbest joke I've said all fucking day. Holy shit. That's a dumb joke. God damn it. Are there any mods in the chat that can ban me from my own channel, please? Jesus, what a dumb fucking joke that was. Holy shit. That is 3 sockets though, so we can use it to make King's Grace if we wanted to, but I don't know if I'm going to. War Scepter sauce. Fuck. Jesus. Like, I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm like ashamed. It's a shameful laugh. Oh, they just killed my dude. They just killed my dude. I think my joke was so bad I just killed him. I killed my mercenary. How did he die? How did this man die? I was not paying attention. I was too busy mourning the psychic damage that I just dealt myself. Damn, dude. There was a few zombies. Maybe it was poison damage. He doesn't have great poison resistance. He definitely doesn't have good poison resistance now because he's fucking dead. But damn, son, that's fucking nuts. Fucking brutal. Oh, nope. I want to go in the portal. That's a bad portal placement on my part. Thank you, Agasa. I appreciate it, man.
Good evening.
Agasa's like, I got you, homie. That one's already identified. Poison resist, energy. We're starting to find like really cool rings if nothing else. Raven Hue. Offensive auras. It's just okay. The offensive auras is nice, but it's not really enough.
I can't carry it.
Oops. Okay, well, few more things to identify. Of course, we can't use that one anyway. Actually, I wonder if we could give that to our barbarian buddy, who is dead. Increase speed. I mean, it's cool. It has 2 sockets, which is nice too. I don't think it's worth it though. Sell that one. Anything else that she has? Not really. Alright. Cassia, could you please resurrect our dead
Good evening.
fallen buddy? He is alive. Oh, here we go. So is this when our buddy died and I just didn't acknowledge it? A War Scepter.
I am overburdened.
War Scepter. That's that sauce I have a hard time saying. War Scepter sauce. A War Scepter. Oh, okay. So the clip ends before you see me like face palm my head through the back of my head in shame from such a dumb joke. Okay, yeah. Oh god, so it's like, no. You gotta embrace this cringy ass joke, Alex. You gotta embrace it. I appreciate the encouragement, Ogaso. You're encouraging all my worst habits, and I'm super okay with that. Ogaso's like, embrace it, Alex. And I'm like, no, I don't wanna. And he's like, do it. You know, you search your feelings, you know it to be true. Oh man. I never identified the demon hide gloves. That was one thing. So 54% chance to block. With Holy Shield, that turns into 72%. And 72 is more than 68. I went to college, alright? I know how numbers work. Let me see. What is... Do it. Do it. Yeah. Senator Palpatine, do you want... What do you want? Should I get from the grocery store? Pepsi? Coke? Do it. Okay, Mountain Dew, you got it. Versus what? Versus 68. Versus 68. 72 versus 68, so it's mildly better. Very mildly better. The defense, of course, is not good. And part of me wants to hold out for a better one of these. But the other part of me is like, nah, man, just fucking YOLO it. Just YOLO that shit. So, Ancient's Pledge is Ral Ortal. Ral Ort... and Tal. We have plenty of... Well, we only have one Ort, but we'll find more of those. We have lots of Rals. I think a few Tals, for that matter. Oh, we have several. We have 7 of those. Jesus. Good lord. Alright, so... Ancient's Pledge. Ral Ort Tal. Boop. 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 There we go. So... Good resistances, nice defense, damage taken as mana, so yeah, I would say it's an improvement. Here, let's watch all how it goes down. So here's our resistances right now. Whoop bam! Suddenly fire is awesome. Fire resistance is looking good. Although we're at the capacity. Block, yeah, block does prevent hits, so yeah, so it's a small difference, but it's nice, and of course the added defense is nice too. I mainly made Ancient's Pledge for the defense bonuses, but you're right, yeah, the block chance bonus, even if it's small, is not insignificant. Of course, the base is a difference of 4 when Holy Shield is not active, but when it is, it's even more gooder. Yeah, I feel good about this. This is a good improvement. It's weird because like earlier we had like armor that completely covered our guy from head to toe. We had a shield that was much bigger. You know, that shield is much bigger and fancier looking. We had a weapon that was similar looking. But it's like our guy at the beginning of the stream looked like a walking shimmery block of metal that was like very Dark Souls ready. And now we have no armor covering our legs. We have a smaller shield and somehow we do way more damage. We have more defense. We have more hit points. somehow having like less impressive looking stuff makes us more cooler. Small bonuses at high block high block chance are just as impactful. Yeah, it's correct. It's correct, and it definitely adds up. We definitely take those. Gotta learn, the resistance math. That's important. An important skill set. Put that there. All right, so we are in pretty gosh darn good shape. I would say if I do find a nicer looking 3-socketed shield where we can make a second Ancient's Pledge, I would capitalize on it, were that to become an option. For now, pretty good. Pretty good. Partisan. Wow, that's pretty cool. I don't know if there's really anything I want to do with this, but I'm hanging on to it for now. For this guy, at one point I was thinking we would make King's Grace out of something like this. And we could still, I think King's Grace would double the damage, which is just not enough. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and sell this, because that's not gonna sell for much anyway.
What you need?
And see what else we got. For the resistance math, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know the exact term, but I can make some assumptions as to what it's getting at. We have decreased it by 10%. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so it might feel like it's meager, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it adds up. It absolutely adds up. So it might seem like it's pretty small, but it's actually bigger brain than people might imagine. The brains are bigger than one might think. Pretty good defense there. It's like I'm looking for these sneaky bonus things, but no bonus things are crossing my eye. More valuable, yep. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's like that in and of itself makes it like a worthwhile investment, I would say. Sometimes it can feel like, well, you know, I'm only getting this much out of it, so is it really worth it? But yeah, like it's like the value appreciates as the numbers go up. Got our buddy back, by the way. All right, don't you die this time, Emund. I want to say Edmund. Like Edmund McMuffin, the guy who made Binding of Isaac. McMuffin. His name is McMuffin. That's the headcanon. Eddie McMuffin. I'm sure he loves when people call him that. I bet he's like, oh jeez, another jabroni calling me a weird name on the internet. Plate mail. I'm gonna grab it. It's not gonna. I mean, if nothing else, we'll sell it for money, but I don't expect plate mail to be better than what we have right now. At least not magic plate mail. It would have to be like fancy shit. Fancy stuffs. Ooh, excuse me. Whoops, I pressed all the wrong buttons. Oh god, what did I do? What did I do? I brought up the GeForce gamer. Oh god, there we go. the GeForce overlay, but I think I found out how to close it. I was like, oh shit, what did I do? I pressed something and I pressed something else and it just popped up and I got scared. Okay, now we're good. GeForce, you guys scare me. Okay, so we've cleared up the cave. We killed Cold Crow and we got the gold chest, neither of which had particularly exciting things, but we found a few things that are exciting, including our cool new shield. So, and the runes with which to make it. So I would say that was a worthwhile investment. And we got better defense, and we learned about how helpful that can be. Nice little numbers lesson courtesy of Mr. Elgaso. So I think I would say this is a worthwhile adventure. It's not over yet because there's a new group, and they're all dead. All right, so what do we get on that? We get a new shard. I just sharded myself or something. I don't know. I'm honestly kind of scared to use the shards because the only things I would want to use the shards on are things that I wouldn't want to brick were they to be worse. Because that's the thing with shards, that if you use the shard on something that you really want and it re-rolls the thing— oh wow, into the ring. It re-rolls the thing entirely as opposed to giving you more sockets or a new bonus, then kind of unfortunate. There's Nagel. There's Nagel ring, which is not great. In fact, I might just stash it for now because this guy is probably more gooder. Maybe it's a Nagel, like Nigel. But yeah, Nagel ring is much more common. Eye of Mordini, I think it's a new one, honestly. But Nagel is something you're much more likely to see when it comes to like unique rings in normal and nightmare difficulty. Also, Viperia, good to see a friend. We're playing some Diablo 2 right now. Diablo with the Diabros and Diabro debts as well, of course. We actually beat normal difficulty earlier, so now we're in nightmare difficulty. And I guess more or less new game plus. And I was in a little bonus dungeon area just now, but I think we pretty much just cleaned it out. We're looking for the next major area, which is— it's not really a major area, it's a side quest. But it's a quest that I want to knock out, and it's a quest that I'm a little bit scared of, because the boss battle in this quest might be a little bit spicy. But I have some amount of confidence. Do I have a lot of confidence? Let's not go that far. But I have a non-zero amount. No, it's good though. No, it's good. I like this game a lot. Nightmare mode I actually really like, because I think the difficulty increase is cool, but not overblown. Hell difficulty feels like it's a bit much, but Nightmare is like the right amount of challenge, I think. And I like how there's new loot you can get. There's new bosses you can fight, or new enemies rather you can fight. There's like a greater likelihood of boss groups. So it's like the ante is upped, but it's upped in a way that feels engaging without being like suffocating. So I'm enjoying it for sure. Also, we leveled up, so we get more shiny toys, or actually they're just the same toys, but the same toys, but they kill more gooder. So the toys that can end lives that much easier. And the staff that has one glacial spike. I guess we'll keep it. We could sell it, obviously. And we still have pretty good gear, I would say, relative to what this game has thrown at us so far. So we're able to one-shot a lot of enemies. So we're like not amazing, obviously, but like we're in pretty good shape right now. And our mercenary's not doing half bad either. So although he did die earlier to an unknown cause, we had to resurrect him. I might go back and like watch the VOD to see how he died, because it was just one zombie in a corner. It's like, come on, man, don't tell me you can't handle that. It's okay, he's trying his best. Here's the burial grounds in all their splendor. Alright, Blood Raven, you fucking nerd. Get over here so I can give you a swirly. Oh god, I'm on fire. Okay, see, this is the Blood Raven I remember so well. She has a lot more friends than last time. Oh, there goes my buddy. I guess his fire resistance was not the bestest. Yeah, Blood Raven is paradoxically the hardest boss in the game, I would say. Goddamn. Why do you have so many friends, Blood Raven? Goddamn. It's up to me to delete her friends. I don't have to kill these guys, but it's personal now, because there's so many of them, and I'm jealous that she has all these cool friends. There's Blood Raven proper. And unfortunately, I've got her up against a gravestone, so I can't like do the cool juggle move that I like to do. Yeah, it's like I want to like line up so I can show off with the cool juggle move that I like so much. There we go. Oh, don't get against the tree. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. This is pop, pop, pop. There's too many gravestones and things to get stuck on. There, we got her. So she killed the shit out of her buddy in record time. Unsurprisingly, just completely stomped his face in. However, we were able to best her. She wasn't that much of a threat to us, at least. Alright, see you later, Blood Raven. GG's.
Sisters, There was no other way.
I'm curious about this. Oh, I picked up everything that I didn't want to. Actually, no, the Cestus. That's probably not going to be good, but I guess I'll hang on to it for now. Curious about this Claymore. Ah, 1 socket, never mind. I'm no longer curious. All interest has been lost. Human head, that'll sell for some money. There's our dead barbarian friend. Rest in pepperoni. However, I will resurrect him, so only temporary pepperoni, not forever. Pepperoni is not permanent, but it is delicious and unhealthy, but I don't mind that. It's fine. I don't need that many mana potions. I'll just replace this one. Oh god. Oh god. Pathfinding, please.
I am overburdened.
I hear a friend spawning. Yep. Ooh, an L rune. Oh boy. Haven't seen an L rune in a while, actually. We've found so many of them, but been a minute. Need to resurrect my buddy. I can't keep exploring without him. Healing potions. There we go. We've at least replenished our supplies. Replenished our stocks. Stonks.
I can. Yes.
Imund is back from outer space.
The Order welcomes you.
Alright, so what do I sell? I sell this guy. Oh, I need to identify like everything. So the wand, bone and poison skills. That's actually a pretty good wand. 5 to strength. That's pretty good too. Place that guy, I would say. The rings, yeah. So we can sell these things. Do I have less than 3 on any of these? I don't think that I do. I do not. That guy, I haven't identified that yet. It is worth hardly anything at all. Yeah, it almost wasn't worth it, honestly. Extra gold. Get that guy out. Yeah, we're gonna stash that one. It's not really worth right now. Physical damage. Yeah, freeze duration. Yeah, none of those things are really worth it. And I have some stuff in my cube. Yeah, nothing. And yeah, there's still that. What time is it right now? It is. Oh, it's not even midnight yet. So yeah, we can keep going a little bit longer. Okay. Right, so that guy is 23%. So we'll have that replace the lowest lad in the totem pole. So we'll sell that one. Add that to our stack there. That makes our 7th L rune, if you can believe it or not. We have a lot of gold. We're closely approaching maximum gold threshold.
Good evening.
Thresh gold. Okay, yeah, it's not the bestest. It's no War Scepter sauce, but it's still pretty rough. 13 to energy. A lot of defense on that guy, but yeah. It's like we're starting to see things that have defense that rival what we have defense-wise. But other things like resistances and hit recovery is what I'm mostly interested in.
Deal, my friend.
Nothing's grabbing me. Unfortunately, we're to the point now where we're less likely to see plain socketed equipment from merchants, which is kind of a bummer because for a while in normal difficulty you could just buy like a plain socketed axe with like 2 sockets in it. Now you can only find them in the wild. You'll find stuff with sockets in them, but they're magic sockets and those don't count for making rune words and such. It's kind of a bummer. Alright, so let's return. Let's explore the mausoleum. We don't have to do these, obviously. These are optional areas. Nice Thol rune, by the way. But they're nice. They're nice to have. There's usually a gold chest at the end, and of course lots of boss groups. So that, I would say, makes it worth. Other Woldstone shard. Man, we're just finding these things left and right, aren't we? What mail? I'm kind of curious. 141. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. We might be able to. I mean, we'll be able to sell it. I just don't know for how much. Ethereal stuff tends to not go for nearly as much monies. Kick every barrel in existence, by the way. So this barrel's who's boss. Ouch. Oh, he gets knocked. Oh, right, he gets knocked back with the gloves that I gave him. I forgot about that little detail. But we both have knockbacks. We're knockback bros. Another great malt. You know, actually, I will grab that great malt. It's probably not going to be great. I mean, it's... I guess literally by definition it is already great. It's probably not going to be greater than what he already has, but it could still be nice. Very good. Giant sword. It probably can't hold a candle to what our guy has right now, honestly. A lot of potions, whatnot. In fact, I have too many as it is. Multiple zombie friends. How do you think these zombies were hiding in barrels to begin with? It just seems so uncomfortable. I mean, I guess if you're a zombie, ergonomic considerations aren't exactly like a huge priority, but still. The physicality of how it all works just doesn't really make sense. Every time I see the word spetum or spetum, I think it means like septum, like a septum piercing. But I don't think that's what those are. I think a giant spear is not what's used for septum piercings. I don't think. That's where my brain goes every time. Socket a giant axe. I'm curious. Ah, just one socket. Not worth. That is just back from whence we came. Oh, I just walked by that guy, didn't I? Okay, I haven't found the golden chest yet. Amazing chest ahead. Ouch. These exploding barrels need to calm their titties down. Man, these exploding barrels are doing more damage to me than anything else, and I have 75 fire resistance, man. God damn. Exploding barrels, fire traps. It's getting weird. Oh, I'm trying to take the corpses down. War axe, spike shield. Spike shield I'm not gonna worry about. War axe, yeah, no, I'm good. There we go. See, I'm trying really hard to hit those guys. There we go. I just couldn't quite reach them. It makes sense for them to pop out of the sarcophagi or the tombs. That I don't have a problem with. Barbarian skill levels. Oh, I wish I could give this to my buddy. He can't wear jewelry though. Mercenaries aren't allowed, unfortunately. It is forbidden. If I were to put a ring on his finger, he would get the wrong idea. It's like, whoa, this is moving too fast, barbarian friend. I don't know. I like you, barbarian friend, but I don't know if I like you. And I don't want to get his hopes up, you know. I don't want to break his heart. They do kind of sound like Minecraft zombies, yeah. I mean, well, of course, we are fighting actual zombies. But yeah, it is an uncanny resemblance. Alright, so here's what we came here for. Military pick. It has some number of sockets. 2. But it's awful. And that is pretty much the only thing of note here. Some potions, some money. Yeah, these golden chests so rarely come in clutch for us. Usually it's just like, like, get some gold, get some potions, that's about it. It's to the point now where, like, whenever we do these little side areas, I'm not even looking for the golden chest as... Well, I'm looking for it, but I don't really care that much about it. I'm more concerned about killing bad guys and getting experience. That's the real treasure. And, of course, the friends made along the way. That's, you know, another obvious one. I'm gonna check this room real quick. More barrels and skeletons and zombies. More zambinos.
I am overburdened.
That's the thing that they use to clean the ice on hockey rinks, right? Oh no, that's a Zamboni. Which, I mean, you know, close enough. Anything up here? Just looking for an excuse to kill more things. Oh, just 2 guys. Just 2 skeleton friends. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and go to the other... I think the other one is the crypt. Tales from the Crypt. Oh, that was weird. That's kind of cool. So if you do it right, he kind of glitches out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it's like he's still moving. He's still schmoving. It's like he's on a treadmill or something. I'm trying to get it, but I'm just wasting all my mana. There he goes. Yeah, he's on the treadmill. Yeah, I love that. That's cool. It looks very silly, and I love it. I tend to like things that look silly. Alright, to the other one. I know in some graveyards, crypts and mausoleums are like an actual thing. Like you'll see like, you know, entire underground structures built for like a family's burial ground and whatnot. Now granted, I would imagine they're very expensive to maintain and probably expensive to build. So they're not terribly common, but they do exist and I've never been inside of one. I don't really have any desire to, obviously, but I wonder what they're like. They're probably very creepy, but like they're probably not as expansive as they are in this video game, obviously. That'd be silly. But it's like I have to remind myself, it's like, all right, this is an actual thing. It's not just like a graveyard where, you know, everyone just goes in the ground. Some people have like some families rather have like a very elaborate burial structure. Their families are like people of interest, or influence rather. Also, we have a guy that has Holy Freeze, which is a dumb choice for a aura. I say that because that's my choice of an aura, and it's cheating. It's not allowed to use mine. Only I can use this one. That's the rule. Also, my guy just leveled up, and that's neat. There's nothing here that I really want. Yep. Yeah, nothing that really grabs me. Healing, mana, yeah. Nope, we'll just stick with it. There's a normal chest with a jagged star. That actually could be worth some money. Oh wait, jagged star. That's the morning star. Oh, I thought that was the sorceress weapon. No, this is just a standard melee weapon, but it could be good. Probably won't be amazing, but it could be good. I like how it's undefiled grave, so it's like, oh good, let me defile it by just cracking it open. Undefiled yet grave. Ash Wound the Slayer. Now he's dead.
I am overburdened.
I'm overburdened. Something that I'm all too familiar with in this video game. feel recharged. I sure do. Oh, look at him go. Like, trying to get past me. I like this music. It's very nostalgic for me. It's very appropriate given the setting. It's not overtly spooky, it's just very like creeping through caverns kind of music. Also, I'm a sucker for like 12-string guitars, and I think that's the tone that they're using. Ouch. Military axe. That actually could be not half bad. Well, no, it won't really be able to. It won't really be able to match up with what we have right now. Skeletons just tried to walk past him. It's like, dude, we'll just ignore a barbarian with a sword. I have max keys. I do. I always like it when my barbarian friend is doing all the hard work for me and I'm just over here picking open barrels and picking up stuff. Just without a care in the world. He's over there putting his life in danger and I'm just collecting the spoils. Still no golden chest yet, or like even big boss groups. We found a few small ones. This area looks encouraging though. Exactly. Yeah, and exactly. And I'm the one that's hired him, so I'm, you know, inadvertently, or indirectly, I'm like the manager type of the situation. So yeah, he's doing all the work. I'm getting all the credit. I'm getting the experience, the money. It's like, oh man, I've become the Diablo II 1%. I'm part of the problem. Oh god, that text was having a hard time. Found an Omn rune, which is nice. Haven't found a lot of those. So a few duplicates, but that's not bad because, well, for one thing, we can stack those, which is nice. And it means that other rune words are possible. Broadsword, I'm sorry, broadsword, bastard sword, breastplate. Yeah, nothing, again, nothing that really grabs me. These golden chests rarely deliver. Attack speed, nice, but yeah, that's about it. Readiness. Stuff down here. There's a heraldic shield, double. Yeah, again, yeah, nothing really great here either. So okay, that was the main attraction. Let's schmoove our way back, and then we will go back to the Cold Plains and actually work towards the Stony Fields. So kind of curious. Is there anything cool up here? Open rack, casket. There was nothing cool at all. Nope. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Grand Charm though, that's kind of nice. We just opened a locked chest and it had some gold and a few other assorted garbage in there, but nothing fancy. It reminds me though how at least in vanilla Diablo, every once in a while you would open a locked chest and it would be completely empty. So it's like, man, what kind of nerd would have gone through all the trouble, oh, wrong way, of locking a chest just to put nothing inside of it. But I appreciate the troll, nothing else, the troll attempt, not with, if nothing else. Okay, so the burial grounds have been buried or something. I don't know. The burial grounds have been dealt with, and Bloodraven has been sufficiently dispatched. And yeah, she was still a pretty hard fight. I mean, she made very quick work of our barbarian friend, but yeah, she was much harder in normal difficulty when we had fewer hit points and no resistances. Now this time we were a little bit more, I think, better prepared. Oh, some friends. What did I miss you guys last time? Name the Unholy. Have some blade talons. I'm sure it's gonna be not great, but I'll grab it, I suppose. Oh, is that how that's where we came from? I'm going the wrong way. since I have mana recharge, like really good mana recharge, I can just spam this to go fast. That mana recharge will not last forever, so I gotta capitalize on it while I can. Ooh, experience shrine, hell yes. I wish these did last forever.
I can't carry anymore.
I can't carry anymore.
Impossible.
Well, I guess I'll continue murdering. I can come back to get more. Port ruin, very nice. So I have three shrines active. I think we just refreshed one of them. Yellow antlers and a quarterstaff. Wow, we found lots of interesting things that we can't use, but we can sell. Devil Ripper the Maid? Is that what it is? I mean, he's dead now, but Devil Ripper the Maid. Ah, yes. A sexy skeleton maiden known as Devil Ripper. I don't want to know how he got that screen name. How he got that nickname, rather. Or maybe it's a, yeah, maybe it's a screen name. I don't know. It's like I want to deliberate the inventory stuff, but I need to strike while the iron is hot with this experience shrine. Hatchet hands. It's actually kind of hard to see if the experience shrine is still going. I just see a giant glowy blob above my head. That's the third mana regeneration shrine we found. So we're keeping that one going if nothing else. Lycan Biomutant, nice, Goblin, yeah, that's awesome. I know it came out today, I think. And I saw some people saying they were having some issues with it. But I think I've heard more good things than bad, I would say. There's a level, nice. Yeah, the game looks really cool. I haven't, obviously I haven't played it myself. And I haven't seen a lot of gameplay yet, at least. But it looks really neat. But it's definitely on my radar. There's the moldy tome, which teaches us about the quest for the countess, but we don't need to know about it necessarily. And there goes the experience shrine, by the way. So now I can go ahead and I can leave with confidence, knowing that we've seen all that there is to see. So we'll sell a bunch of these things. Minimum damage. Get that guy. Barbarian skill levels. I wish we could give that to our barbarian buddy over here, but he can't use jewelry. Cannot equip it, which is unfortunate. Hey, Left for Dex, what's up, friend? It's good to see you. We're playing some Diablo 2. It's actually Project Diablo, which is a very good a very good community-made mod, and I'm very much enjoying it. Although this is my first character for it, so I still have much to learn, obviously. But so far, so good. I have to level up, but there's things I want to grab before I do so. Sell those guys. In fact, I want to make sure we get those things before they despawn, so I'm just going to run back real quick. There's a bunch of things that drop. We kind of like power through a bunch of stuff. Did a bone prison. I kind of like ignored a lot of stuff as we were on a warpath there, because there was a lot of we had an experience shrine and I wanted to capitalize on as much as I could, but as a result I skipped over a lot of loot. Just gonna go back and grab that stuff real quick. As quick as I can, at least. So there's a lot to go through. It's a lot of customization. Do you feel like, yeah, like it's a bit too much, maybe? Like a little bit overwhelming? Doing Uber. Oh, yeah, Uber runs, that kind of stuff with the Zealadin. Interesting. Smiter's not doing too well. Unfortunately, Left 4 Dex, I will confess, I'm probably not a good source for like Uber advice, because I'm kind of a casual. I mean, I say that I'm playing a hardcore character right now, but I am not really seeking out really any of the cool. I don't plan on doing any Uber stuff personally. So really the most I plan on doing is taking the character through hell difficulty if possible, and that pretty much being it. So I don't plan on, in fact, I've never had an experience with Uber runs or anything like that. I have a few friends that do, and I hear like little bits and pieces they might they've experienced themselves, but yeah, I'll admit I'm kind of a scrub when it comes to the like really high level stuff, unfortunately. Also, the experience shrine does not come back, which is a little bit unfortunate, but not surprising. The amount of freedom is nice, yeah. So the customization isn't like necessarily a bad thing, but it's maybe a little bit jarring. Because the gameplay looks really cool in the game, and that's really all I've seen. Oh, I need a level, don't I? That real quick. So we'll say a little bit into Dex, and probably just the rest into Vitality. I feel like Strength it's good right now, but I mean, I guess Strength we do have to keep up with. 16 and 16. We'll do this one. You know, we do need to keep up with it, but I mean, life is always such a good investment, it seems. Combat's feels a little stale. Really, that's interesting. Because the combat looks really neat. Like, that was the thing that caught my eye the most. But if it's not that engaging, it's kind of unfortunate. Because I would have hoped that it would have been more engaging and more with it. A lot of long staffs. Oh, that one has nothing on it. That one has nothing on it. Oh, these long staffs are breaking my heart, dude. I'm thinking more about what Left 4 Dead was asking. I know that one thing that I have observed is that there's a lot of people that do make a lot of great content on YouTube or whatnot that do walk through how to make interesting builds. In Diablo 2, especially if there's certain equipment that you're wondering about, like what rune word should I go for this kind of build, that kind of stuff. Again, it's not really something that I myself am looking for, but I know that there are sources out there that would give a lot more information, a lot more detail rather, about like, yeah, what rune words to build, what equipment to watch for, what kind of mercenary to use, what skills to use, what attributes to level up. Because yeah, if you're talking about smite, he was saying zeal, but he also said smite, so those are two different skills. So I'm guessing if you wanted to make a smiter, yeah, like what are good shields for smite? Because I really don't know. I mean, I know that there's I know that smite is really cool when it comes to stun locking, but I know it's not great for damage. I guess maybe you could do smite followed up by zeal.
Good evening.
But yeah, I feel like I'm not really knowledgeable about the end game stuff to really be able to give good advice. Click on mouse and keyboard, yeah. Dude, is the game not compatible with controllers, like with the gamepads? Because yeah, looking at the game, like the gameplay footage that I've seen, it seems like the kind of game that would thrive pretty darn well, I would say, on mouse and keyboard. Or I'm sorry, not mouse and keyboard, on like it would do pretty well with like a gamepad controller if that was an option. Oops. Well, that's actually pretty cool, but we can't use it. In fact, we can use none of these. Oh, that one was not very good. That's okay. We have a lot of money. It's a little bit bugged. Okay, so maybe that's something they could improve then. Because if it's a little bit scuffed right now, hopefully that's something that would get better over time as patches get rolled out and all that jazz. And just like that, we are maxed out on money. God damn. Like I've said, I need to be gambling my life savings away more frequently. Not a ton that I feel like I could get out of gambling right now, though. Like maybe a better belt. Like, yeah, maybe a better belt. Maybe some rings. Maybe like... Maybe some mercenary gear. But the kinds of improvements I'm looking for, I would say, are not terribly likely to come from gambling and such. Let's see, Ort is number 9. Number 9. Okay, so it'll be after that one. And Thol is 10. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I think we have a perfect line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Look at that. Perfect. Went in on the perfect line. I have way too many potions. Oops. Actually, I guess I should keep them with me, but yeah, it's like taking up more inventory space than I want to admit.
Hello.
Yeah, so what could we gamble? Like, again, there's always rings and or amulets even, because our amulet right now is pretty good. We could certainly do better. Weapons, yeah, I have a hard time thinking we could just find a really good weapon out of the starting gate. Maybe boots. Maybe boots, maybe belts. Probably not shields. Maybe gloves, yeah. Cycle, or actually even armor. Armor like is pretty good right now, but I think we could do better. Yeah, let's check the boots for instance. Yeah, those aren't good. Warhammer. You know what? I'll bite. Good attack rating, but that's about it. Those are two-handed. Those are two-handed. Yeah. Shield. Yeah, probably not on that one. Amulets are so expensive. I guess if nothing else, that's a quick way to burn through money when you've got too much. Here we go. Ah, shucks. That would have been nice. Like a really good ancient armor would be really sweet. Can I give that to my buddy? He would lose hit recovery. Oh, that's actually pretty good. 596. What's our defense, for instance? It's better than ours. I don't know how much hit recovery matters to a mercenary. It probably matters more than I like to think. So let's go and go for it. Anything else? Another battle hammer or warhammer. I'm hoping for a battle hammer, but it's probably not going to happen. Belt, nothing. Okay, all right. Well, I gambled a number of things and literally got nothing out of it. Well, I mean, we got a little bit of our money back, but nothing else. We cleared out some space in our inventory, which is the main purpose behind that. Right, so we found the field, but we need to get the stones dealt with. So down the passage we go. Ooh, excuse me. Let's see. Loud belch. Skeleton archers. Skeleton archers. In my Diablo 2, it's more likely than you might think. Centipedes. In my vagina, more likely than you think. Actually, I hope it's not. I hope it's not more likely than you think. Sounds awful. Unraveler head. It has nothing that makes it sell well, so we'll go without. Champions. And they're all dead. There's a boss group. Bang. Oh, Bane Bang. I got excited thinking his name was Bang Bang. Bane Bang. I love these auto-generated names, man. That shit's wild. What a dumb name. And I say dumb not in a judgmental, like, negative way. I mean, like, good dumb. Like, hilarious dumb. A bearded axe. Can I put it on my face? So I didn't even see what that guy's name was. We just fucking exploded his ass. We even had a chance. I might eat my words, but I'm hoping that this is a sign. The way that we're like doing pretty well, I'm hoping that's a sign that we won't have as much trouble compared to the last time we attempted this with a paladin. I mean, there's no guarantee I'll even be able to make it to the ancients, but if I am able to, maybe we'll be able to do better this time. Do I want to be bold enough and say that we're gonna win? No, but just do better. Maybe won't get one shot by a Matawak Death Explosion, but we'll have like, we'll be left with, you know, 5 hit points instead of auto dying. Fire damage, no thank you. Whoop. Yeah, I was hoping his name was Bang Bang. I got so excited. But then I looked closer rather, and I was like, oh man, what a tease. Like right now, I'm very boldly just charging into battle. And I need your strongest potions. Now I'm charging into battle, and I'm not really looking at things before I just click and start murdering. I'm worried that right now that's fine, but I'm worried that in the future that's gonna come back to bite me. Like I'm gonna be in hell difficulty, and I'm just gonna like charge into a dude that's immune to cold and immune to physical and is like cursed, extra strong, and lightning enchanted, and just delete my health bar. And then I'll be like, and then I'll have the surprise Pikachu face reaction. But I really shouldn't be. Like it's like I can see in the future where this boldness will eventually lead me. And I want to say that I know better, but I don't think that I do. But like that's so satisfying, man. I just fucking dropped all those guys in an instant. Like, that was cool, and I like that, and I want to keep doing it. But I don't think it's gonna last forever. I want to think that it will, but I don't think that it will. The bill has 2 sockets. Get it out of here. It's a flail gun. Anything cool? 1 socket. That is not cool enough. Kind of cool, but it's insufficiently cool. Also, I'm gonna look for level 2 real quick. The underground passage. There is a level 2. Yeah, there's a level 2. I'm pretty sure that there is, and I think it's fairly small. It has a gold chest, so it's like there are things about it that are nice. And they're all dead. And they're partisan. 2 sockets. If I could get a really cool 4-socketed partisan, then I'd be tempted to do something with it. Something naughty. Something devious with it. What else here? More gold, and still no level 2 found yet. Also, we are doing a lot better when it comes to like mana regeneration now. We have a number of things in our inventory that are helping along those lines, but it's like when we began the stream, our numbers were not nearly as nice in that regard. So it's a nice perk. Mana is just not as big of a problem now. Oh, there we go. There's level 2. A group. Dragon. Oh, that's a cool fucking screen. Dragon Killer next to Puke Claw. I wonder if Puke Claw was ever jealous of Dragon Killer's badass name. Well, he's got a lame ass name like Puke Claw. I would be. I would be petty and jealous of Dragon Killer for having a badass name while I'm over here with Puke Claw like a dingus. But it's okay because they're both dead. I mean, they were already dead because they're skeletons, but now they're like, you know, undead dead. We converted them in from being skeletons into skeletal ghosts. Ooh, a stag bow, that's kind of neat. Oh right, these things are huge. Okay, what do we get out of this? We get a jewel.
I am overburdened.
Not the singer, but the... Oh god, my inventory is as full as it could be. Well, there's not a whole lot else here. I mean, the jewel is probably not going to be great. Maybe I'll be wrong. Stink Stink? That's a good fucking name.
Good day.
That's a very good name. Stink Stink, man. I'm jealous of that one, man. Can I... Is it too late for me to go back and legally have my name changed from Alex Q Super Hobbit to Alex Q Stink Stink? Also, this stag bow is... It's got a cool name. Stats are alright, but doesn't sell for much. War Scepter of Carnage. I mean, it's cool. It sells for a lot of money, but yeah. Nothing going on there. 2, 3. Oops. Man, yeah, nothing really grabbing me, honestly. Nothing grabbing me. I remain sorely ungrabbed by the ghoulies. Whoops, whoops. Stink. I'm still thinking about him. Thinking about him.
Impossible.
Oh, I still got... Oh, right. God, I still had other stuff to identify. Or to, yeah, to identify and to deal with. It's a cute name. Yeah, it is. Cute baby names in 2021. You see those things go, you know, those kinds of posts go viral every time and again. Well, now... Get ready for the future. Man, this is a shame. More magic find would be nice, and the defense is great, but this guy having knockback and slowest target is incredibly good, so I would say it makes it worth. Boots are not good. Just get rid of them. And the trident. Oh, Death Gutter. I thought it said Death Butter. You can tell where my brain's been lately, honestly. As a proper southerner, I think about butter. Death Butter. Paladin special. Okay, well, we cleared through that fairly well. Let's go ahead and grab our jewel. Literally nothing else here grabs me, so let's murder our way out of here and get out to the Darkwood. We got an Ort rune rather. That's kind of nice. I would say that Orton Rune is better than anything else we just found, honestly. Up we go, and let's... I think it was fairly far away, yeah. This map kind of forms a triangle, and we're on one of the vertices of the triangle. It's a bit of a long haul. I have a thing to help with that. Vigor is good for going fast. And eating ass. Now, granted, we only have the 1 point into Vigor. If we wanted to be a real fancy gamer, we would have like a few ranks into it. We would go mega fast right now. Okay. We've made it. These guys are dropping a lot of gold. The gold drops have been... Oh, a ruby and a sapphire dropped back to back. Game's been very generous today, I feel like. With the magic find and with the gold find. Oh, I can't reach them from there. I can't just charge through walls. Much as I would like to if I could. There's still a shaman out here somewhere and he's resurrecting our dudes. Okay, maybe not. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he was like, oh, he was probably hiding behind this wall and I just didn't see him. Battle staff has nothing, but it has 4 sockets on it, which is kind of cool. Plus 9 to strength. Wow, Ring of the Ox. That's a cool name. And my ox. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, I'm trying to click this gold. Champion group. My understanding is that champion groups don't give as much experience as like boss groups with their minions, but they're still very much worth. Like they're still worthwhile, I would say. Two-handed. You know what? I will get that identified. It could be pretty good. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but it has the potential to be neat.
I can't carry anymore.
Let's grab that then. War axe. That's the normal version. Oh, but it has 4 sockets though. I think we've already looked at 4 sockets on a war axe, though. I think we've already looked at something similar and determined it wasn't doable. Just looking at my list now, yeah, there's really nothing that we could do with that. So it's, but again, it's more that it's just nice that it's possible now. My mana recharges fast like now. Now, Treehead Woodfist. Probably not too far from us right now. Ooh, Gem Shrine. Well, I mean, yeah, Gem Shrine, who fucking cares? It's like nowadays, it's like. Oh. Oh, I guess you can't use. Oh, because it was the wrong kind. I would have had to have made the non-stackable version. Okay, well, yeah, again, it's like, do we really care? Because we have so many gems now. Gem Shrines aren't quite as OP as they once were. Not nearly as exciting as it once was, because like getting like a flawless or perfect gem in Act 2 was like incredibly cool, but now it's like, we have so many of these things. Fucking cares. We'll grab that. I'm proud of myself. I'm getting more into the habit of using Holy Shield. I feel like I would just forget about it for minutes and hours on end, and now it's like, oh right, that's a thing that's legitimately very helpful. I should be doing it all the damn time. Also the waypoint. Dude, I've been scooping up waypoints left and right today, man. It's great. Usually I'm not nearly as lucky, but this time I'm feeling lucky. Still no dank wood, or oh no, we're in the dank wood. Still no wood fists. I'm just trying to outfist the fister. It's not weird. Portal shrine, sure. A free portal forever. Another jewel. Jewel, the jewelry, not the jewel, the vape brand. Should I bother with the Gladius? I probably shouldn't. It's I doubt it's gonna be anything worthwhile.
I am overburdened. I can't carry anymore.
Boy howdy, that is a full inventory. Good lord. Here we can put those in. I'm curious about that crown, but as always, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. What we have right now is pretty darn good, honestly. All these rings dropping. There he goes. Look at all this crap. We have a lot of stuff in our inventory. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's like, good lord, just a lot of small items. Indulgent. Oh man, that's I think Saigon's armor? We already have his boots, so that could be a very good thing. It could be so I'm not gonna get my hope, as I'm saying frequently. Oh, and a war sword? What the heck is going on? Oh my god. I don't have room for all this stuff, man. Why can't I hold all these limes? Why can't I hold all these set items? Alright, what's going on here? What can we do about this? Iron Maiden. We have no room. Yeah, well, let's go through the portal and sell stuff off. That could be interesting, though. I'm hoping the war sword is cool. I'm gonna laugh if they're both somehow
welcomes you.
Saigons, but I don't think that they are. I think one at most is. I want to say that this might be Eisenharts. The more I think about this might not be Saigons or Seagons. It'd be neat if it was, though. So let's see, 1, 2, sell that, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Save the most exciting for last. So we got the jewels. It's actually not bad fire damage. Magic Find. I think we have a much better Magic Find amulet. Alright, moment of truth. It is Saigon's. Saigon's Shelter. Defense is comparable. We don't get the fast rate recovery, so we'll see. We look cool though. Look how cool we look, yeah. So, attacker takes damage of 20, 10% life stolen per hit is pretty dope. Attack rating. So we have to consider, do we want more attack rating? Or, well, yeah, attack rating. Do we want more life stolen per hit, or do we want fast rate recovery? Because that's pretty much what this is going to come down to. Wish we could give this to this guy. We don't have to lose it necessarily. I'm leaning towards the life stolen per hit. So we're leaning more into offensive as opposed to defensive. However, we've been investing a lot into fast rate recovery as it is. 48, I mean, that's not great, obviously, but it's pretty good. So I'm thinking we'll stick with it for now. If I feel like I'm getting bodied or getting stun locked a lot, then we could reconsider. But for now, I feel pretty good about this. Oh, I need to identify those as well. This is already identified. So that's not very good. I'm not surprised. Now for the crown. It's not horrible, but yeah, it really can't compete with what we have already. Yeah, Seagon's was an unexpected find. If we could get his shield, Seagon's shield is really good. It's a shame because I really like Ancient's Pledge, but Seagon's shield is really nice and it would just be more Seagon goodness. It would make our it would like synergize well, but Seagon's shield on its own, it has a nice block rate and it has +1 to all skills, which is nice. So there's multiple perks there. So my gold is full once again. The Ort rune. I don't know what his weapon is though. That. Oh, I never actually found the tree yet. Yeah, I'm still trying to find that. Here's the tree, and here's the tree lads. The brutes. We're just kicking the shit out of him. Just kick the shit out of his ass, man. That was not even close.
This tree bristles with
I would say I feel bad about that, but I really don't. Petrified wand and a topaz. Man, I just feel like we are just steamrolling over this. I mean, if we wanted to make it harder, we could. There is the player, like, number of players setting. We haven't messed with that at all. Deaths. Okay, it's Death's Touch. Okay. Life stolen per hit. I don't even know if I want to mess with this, honestly, because the damage is not great. Even if we were to find the guard and the hand, I doubt they would be worth. Well, that's cool. I mean, we'll probably just sell it, though. We don't really have any need for this. Death's set is okay, but by the time Nightmare difficulty rolls around, it's hard to get excited about it.
Greetings.
So we'll go and sell that one. Hit recovery. No, thank you. What about the field plate? Hit recovery, resistance. Not gonna do it, man. It's not. That ain't it. That just ain't it, fam. I just want to look at the scepters, but it's like, why even bother? Because we're past the point of those really being viable, I would say. And of course, my gold is absurd. How's about this, friends? It is getting kind of late. Let's go ahead and knock out Tristram, and then we will, old Tristram, that is, and then we will call it for the day. Rather, I'll just say it this way. We'll get Kane back. So we'll get our boy Kane. That's what we'll call it. Oh wow, we got almost a perfect line. Like a perfect circle of like... It was almost counterclockwise, but... It was... but one of them was out of place, or I guess two of them were swapped, rather. Exploding cow! Ouch. I always click the exploding cow, and of course it hurts us. So it's like, there's no need for this. Why do I do this to myself? Blight spell.
Help!
Now, Kane is out there crying for help, and I'm circling him like a like I'm in a toilet bowl. So I want to kill the other dudes first. There's Griswold. Griswold. Oh, he is steadfast. I can't knock him back the way I can other lads. I can curse though. That's not nice. Wrath Flame. That's a cool name. Stone Skin. I wonder if he's like influencing Griswold with his stone skin. Maybe I shouldn't stand on fire. Yeah, he's got stone skin as well. So he's just annoying to fight. He's not particularly difficult. But he's a spicy meatball. Well, not spicy. He's a tough meatball. How could one unarmed, unweapon wielding lad have, and presumably unarmored as well, take so many hits and also drop nothing worthwhile? There's that old school Tristram music that I love so much. Oh man. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Holy freeze, yep. We're 5 points of holy freeze away from having that maxed out organically, at least.
Hey.
If you value your life, leave immediately. It's an oddly threatening way to say get the fuck out. I mean, an oddly threatening way of saying, like, find yourself, you know, go find safety. Oof. Crystal sword. I'm kind of curious about that crystal sword. Yeah, only 3 sockets. Like, would I do anything with it? Probably not. Oh, I never did the cow level, did I? I should have done the cow level once. Just once in normal difficulty. Maybe we'll do that next time. Maybe. Because the cow level is always fun. It wouldn't really be as worth it now. So we've kind of leveled past the point of the cow level being worth it for levels or experience. But it's a fun novelty if nothing else. And it would be really quick. It would take no time at all. Also, I know one thing with this mod is that this mod has removed the restriction that says if you kill the Cow King, you can no longer spawn the cow level. Killing the Cow King has no bearing on whether or not you can spawn the level anymore. So you don't have to play that song and dance of having to avoid, which is nice because that was always so annoying back in the day. Oh, this music makes me so happy every time I hear it. It makes me want to play Diablo 1, honestly. And I would say the next time I play Diablo 1, which will happen probably fairly soon, I'm thinking I'll probably do a rogue playthrough because I've actually never played that game all the way through with a rogue before. I've only done sorcerers and warriors. I've toyed around with rogues, like playing them, but I've never actually like committed to a full playthrough. So that might be something kind of fun to play with at some point. But yeah, I'm thinking the next time I get the Diablo 1 itch, which happens fairly frequently, I would say. That's probably what I'll do. Like I would say doing Project Diablo has scratched the Diablo itch in most ways, so it wouldn't be anytime soon. But it is acutely on my radar, so to speak.
As a taupe, regrettably, yes.
Right, so I had nothing else for him to identify. However, so we need to. I mentioned that, yeah, I think maybe next time we'll probably do some normal Cal level shenanigans, and that would be the next time that I stream this. The next time that I stream, rather. The next time that I stream might be tomorrow, actually. I'll most likely be available tomorrow evening. However, I've got a few things I need to take care of. I'll have a few errands I need to run. Some stuff I need to pick up for Dexter Dog. I gotta go check on... It's my turn to check on Grace's place while she's out of town, so I need to go... you know, water her flower, water the plants, and like check on the kitty cats, that kind of stuff. So I'll have some stuff to take care of tomorrow after work. But depending on what time I get back and just how I'm feeling energy-wise, there's a non-insignificant chance that I might be able to do a bonus stream tomorrow. It probably wouldn't be like a huge bonus stream, but maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 hours if I'm feeling frisky. But if nothing else, I'll definitely be back on Thursday. For surezies. And there's also a pretty significant chance I'll do a fairly significant bonus stream Friday and or Saturday. The Friday bonus stream wouldn't be crazy, but a Saturday stream would probably be extra thick, much like the previous one that we did last Saturday. So that's kind of the plan right now. I think Gracie will be coming back on Sunday, so probably no bonus streams on Sunday. But yeah, Friday and Saturday we'll probably nerd it up real good lack. And I'm looking forward to those because I strongly enjoy the bonus streams. The regular streams like these are fun too, of course, but weekend streams are really something special for me, at least. But all right, so since I've got a crazy amount of money, let's gamble our shit away here. Although that did a pretty good job of killing most of it out. Just a poleaxe there, like a few more things. Gloves. You know what? The Great Mauls could be good. It's 2 sockets. Ooh, it's 2 sockets. Yeah. What could we do with this? 2 sockets. So maybe like... Gold probably wouldn't be worth. Maybe like poison and or fire. So fire would be... Yeah, 15 to 20. Or we could just do 2 of these bad boys, honestly. Take it up to maximum of 98 and a minimum of 68. So 68 to 98. It's good. Pretty good. I did one of these puppies instead, though. 100 poison damage over 7 seconds. This is kind of tempting. I could just do all poison, or I could do 1 of each. Kind of leaning towards 1 of each. I have so many like of these perfect gems. It's not like it would be that big of a waste if I didn't like it. If I go all poison, or do I go poison and fire? That way, if something is immune to poison, it's not, you know, a complete wash. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so let's see what that does to his damage. So 271 to 379.
Put that to good use.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge boost.
Put that to good use.
Maximum goes up a little bit. Minimum goes up a decent bit. So, yeah, I mean, again, I've got so many gems. Even if that was a complete wash and a complete, you know, waste of money, it's like, I don't really mind it, honestly. Because we have so many of those gems, we lose nothing. Nothing here. There's lots of defense, yeah. Anything else here? I'm almost tempted to look at giant axes, but I think mauls and great mauls and whatnot are pretty much where the future is. For our buddy, our mercenary. I'd say that a really cool Flamberg would be neat. It's wishful thinking at this point, but it would be neat. You know what? I'll check the Gothic Blade. Nope, it's nothing. Armor Maul. Yeah, nothing. Okay. 22 to 46. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've sufficiently gambled enough money away where I no longer have maxed out money. So now I feel good about that. All right, so that's what we're gonna call it, friends. I feel really good. Feel really good about our progress today. We did good progress on the game overall. We did. We of course knocked out the rest of normal difficulty. Saved the cow level. We got several levels in. We altered our guys. Pretty much his entire loadout with equipment and with equipment for us as well as our mercenary. And of course, off stream I had mentioned that I had rebalanced, or not rebalanced, but respect our skills and attributes. And we got a new mercenary. And also he died multiple times, but he was a champ about it, and I really can't complain. He's served his purpose well so far.